Noise. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of HBMs NTM Space Fork on the server. And today we're continuing where we left off with in the previous episodes, mainly circuit bullshit. Notably, I need a way to pass through. Thanks for the help with Land World. I hope it was helpful. I'm logging on the server. What's going on right now? Goddamn. So many questions. Well, I'm trying to figure out how the heck I can pass this signal through here without it becoming a weird connection issue. A problem, if you will. Because I can't just send my cable straight through there. That just doesn't work. And that's making it so I can't have a system that works the way I need it to. So I mean, I could just build it in reality. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just build a real circuit system that actually works. Okay. Anyway, what we need to do is find a way to make this not have that happen. So I'm gonna just read some Project Red bullshit real quick to figure that out. Bundled cable is a type of wire. It is different from red alloy wires or insulated wires. It does not transmit redstone signals directly. Interesting. Oh, so interesting. A bundled cable is we already read that, can transmit 16 different signals through one block. And like we said yesterday, there is 255 different values you can put on one of these cables. And I'm just scrolling down. Ingredients, blah, 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 blah. Oh, what's this? What the fuck? Bundled plate? I don't know what that does. Bundled plate plus circuit, or bundled, okay, and it's just going over the mechanics. Wire connection can be obscured by other parts such as covers. Very nice. That looks like a very early version of Project Red. Bundled cables will transmit any colored signal it receives from insulated wires to all matching colors attached to the line. Any other color will remain unaffected. We already know that shit too. Also, other thing, if you do decide to run analog systems, you will lose signal strength. Okay, remember, you have up to 255 signal strength. It's pretty nice to build redstone signal systems, but you really don't want to lose any of that signal strength if you're running base 256, right? Because yeah, you could run base 256 on this and probably use that as your actual. I'd say don't do that, please. Because it probably won't work out too well. Anyway, I was experimenting to see if I could get this to work in a way that makes some sense. But I suppose I can't because of reasons. And so that's kind of sad. But at least we know that we can route these cables next to each other and it won't be an issue. So we'll figure out more shit later. Sounds like you need a bridge or a tunnel wire is what you need. Thank you. I'm gonna look at that. Null cell, no. Where the fuck is the bridge is at? Is there even a bridge? Bridge available? Bridge? Bridge? Do you have Dyson swarms? Yes or no? Why are you asking me if I have Dyson swarms? You know the answer to that already. You already know the answer. No. Did they just say server restarting in 2 seconds or some shit? God damn it. God damn it. I just started the shit. What the fuck? There we go. God damn it. I just started it. Oh, by the way, all that tomfoolery last night about getting shit to work. Where's the server mod pack? It's literally in Minecraft related. I literally pinned it all. It's pinned. God damn it. Pinned. Check the pin. Check the thumbtack, okay? I'm just saying, it's right there. Sorry, I forgot or didn't listen. Need to know again. You know the answer to whether or not I don't have the Dyson swarm. The answer is no. Of course I don't. Because why would I have that yet? I literally just started like a week ago. How would I have it in 1 week? Maybe. Maybe. I know people who could do that. But me? No. Other people? Maybe. Potentially they might have it. Let me go ahead and log back in. Join. And share this shit to the Discords. Announcements. Paste this shits. Paste. I'm used to Linux where you don't do the fucking shortcut and you just do the right click instead. I like right clicking. It's nicer than doing a fucking shortcut because then you don't end up pasting the fucking VV something other shit. Tier 3 or tier 4 anvil. Huh? I only have a tier 3. Tier 2 some shit at this time. Let's see. Right, so we have that kind of shit almost done. But we need a bridge. Is there a bridge in my IC building systems? Primitives, latches, cells, miscellaneous. Synchronizer, deca randomizer. I don't think any of that's what I need. A bridge? Maybe. Maybe I could bridge shit. You know, I could just put like every single color right here and then just route it through, but it's not going to work. Also, this adds in our basic logic functions for those who aren't aware. Hidden categories, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Project Red bundle cable IC. Okay, okay. Bundled cable is such as vanilla redstone, blah 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 blah. If you're using Project Red, make sure you've installed the compat script. Installed the compat module, and sadly it does not work. I don't know what insanity that guy's talking about. Project Red fabrication. Bundled IO. Bundled IO. So much articles about bundled IO. But there's no answers to how to pass through a magenta cable to the other cable. The only answers we have are that it might be possible. Maybe. But here's the other thing. And since this is orange, we're going to output a black onto that cable. It can have up to gray, right? So if we can take up to gray, then we just need to worry about that. So for now, whatever color we put through, it will somehow manage to come out the correct color, which is orange in this case, since it goes white-orange, right? You start off white, then you go to orange, and so on and so forth. So in this cable here, we'd have our other colors as well. And for this side, we're going to run a different color of the fucking cables. Our output's that color, but if I run white by that color, I will be fine to do so. Good insert time of day here. How are you? I'm doing good. So if we look at this, running this cable here, there is an issue because then we have to figure out how to get this cable out. Don't worry. I think I have a solution to that, maybe. The question is, can I even pull that off? I don't think I can, especially not with 16 inputs here. So, realistically, what that means is that unless I can find a way to get it into there, this cable's really annoying. It's really fucking annoying. But it needs to be there. So, yeah. What is on the menu? Circuits. Lots of circuits. We're building the machine. I guess what we'll do is we will build a system like that, pull a magenta cable down, and we'll output into the magenta cable like so. That should allow me to have my next output in a convenient spot. Let's go back to it. So in my convenient spot, we're going to go ahead and establish the systems. So the next logic after OR, which is what we're currently running, right? OR gates, and they're all correct. I think they're all configured correctly because 2 of them are. You know what I mean? They're probably correct. Okay, it's just a guesstimate. But I can assume, I don't need to verify, I can assume that they are correct. Which is perfect. Just what I need. Then we have our next redstone output, which is going to come from here. And it's going to be a purple output. But we can't output purple directly. So what we have to do is do red. Then we go into our purple cable. Like this. So red is effectively purple at this time. That seems kind of weird. But don't worry. Because we just can't use magenta. You fucking asshole. Go the fuck away. Cool. Fixed it. Problem solvified. Nice. And then we scroll over. Back to here. And null cell. All the way through our next 16 not functions. And their associated controls. Right? Because that's also fun. For this, you just have your XOR gate. Whenever it outputs the purple, which will be a red. Also, that means that it takes in a black and then a red. So, like, on this end here, on the business side of things, when it outputs, it's got to do all that shit. We might be building something a little bit phallic shaped. Don't worry. It's intentional. Or detentional. Or something like that. Run our alloy wires. Like these. And remember, there's some fancy smancy shit you can do if you know what you're doing to get these cables to not do bullshit like that. See what I mean? Just complete bypass right there. Bypass and a half. And remember, black is orange and red is purple. Or in other words, that's our output wire. Almost. Just kind of a work in progress. That solves a lot of issues with the setup, because now things make sense. Then we just need to figure out the multiplexer situation, which is going well. It's just a bit of solving issues, you know? And also staggering these is kind of a problem as well. So with these, you kind of want to stagger your multiplexers. You can do it. Trust me, you can do it. And that will allow you to bypass some of the problems you might have with your multiplexers doing absolutely dumb shit. That way you can have it nice and simple. So whenever A is true, which is like the next one we want to do is like not A. So whenever you put in A is not true, then that makes sense, right? Right? Not A, not B. Both functions are important. But how do you get a not A and or not B gate using what we have? And that's just simply inverting one of the inputs. If that makes sense. So what we're going to do is run a simple little system with my outputs. So to do that, we're going to just do not A, right? We're just going to do not A to start off. You don't need anything other than not A. You're going to configure these so they point like this, right? Well, actually, we don't even need them that close to begin with. We'll just extend 2 blocks between each of them. And of course, you can only have 8 outputs, so we only need 8 of those. Then we'll run it into the next section. It'd be nice if I had this a little more compact. 1, 2, plus 5 is 7, and I just need another one. Run my white cable. White stone cable. White stone. Jolly good. Absolutely wonderful. Beautiful cable, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Put these in orange. So the way this works is that in a not B function, which is what we have right now, you can invert for not A. I think it should be not A by default, so we're going to go ahead and switch it to nada. The nada gate. Wow. It's almost as good as overtone gate. Nada gate. What the fuck is this? Noda. Noda gate. Oh god. Please spare us. Have mercy upon us. What have we done? Noda? What even is that? But yeah, that's the gate we have to make. Not the Noda gate. Or is the next part. So you do an inverter for your A bits, and then you do an OR function, basically. And of course, we've already seen you can fit the shit in. Why not try to fucking put it tiny, right? Like, at least attempt to make it fucking work. And of course, this is also the same principle as a decoder, but with less steps, because it's only comparing 2 bits. In a decoder, you compare an entire byte together. This system only compares 2 bits right now at a time. Whereas an entire byte would be like, oh shit, we have 8 bits to compare all together. If these combination of bits are wrong, then it will do this thing instead of that thing, you know? It's not if they're wrong, it's if they're the right one for that specific bit combination. That makes sense. We're going to make a pattern like this. It might not make sense if you haven't watched the previous stream of this, which was before the other stream earlier this morning. This is where I do the answer to the question of life, which is computers, and anybody else who says otherwise is wrong. But it looks like we're missing a bit somewhere in there. Yellow, green, pink, gray, light gray, blue. So what are you even trying to make? Computer. Duh. We are almost to an ALU right now. It's just the question is, oh, I guess I'm not missing a bit. I'm just stupid. I am dumb today. Ha ha ha. But we do an OR gate. So then we configure this. And then we configure that one. And then we just place them in and configure them so they don't attach to the other side. So that's my simple not A system. So it will always output true when A is not true. If B is true and A is not true, which this also is a implication logic. Implication is beautiful. I love implication. Because I invented implication, apparently. But this is how that works, too. And then it's just all down to this part. Multiplexing into the whole system, right? Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And those are the OR gates for the outputs. Hello. Welcome to the stream of all time. And today I am working on the computer yet again. And then for all of these, it doesn't really matter what the color is. However, typically I do white magenta, yellow, right? Or actually, if we just went in order last time. So yeah, just do like the first order. White, orange, magenta. Looks like it looks kind of weird there, but don't worry, it's not super not sussy yet. It's working perfectly fine. It's working as intended. It's not rogue or some shit like that. Ideally, I would get this a little bit closer, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter that much. But what does matter is the fact that I'm going to have to use OR gates to send in my signals for all of these. So we'll run an OR gate, which will take an OR input from the side and run it through the thing. Then it outputs into our multiplexer units, like so. Boom, 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 and boom. Now I can just hit hold escape, or just do that. I built an oil setup for the first time ever yesterday. Nice. Congratulations. Then, of course, this needs to be configured because I want things to look nice. It's not about having it run nice. If it doesn't look nice, that's terrible. That's the worst thing you can do. That's the most heinous action right there. It looks nice, but it doesn't work nice. God damn it. And we only have 8 of these. I just realized. So that makes shit really easy. Nice. And then one more. Cool. System done. Well, half the system done, I think. Now when it gets the color that outputs on this one, which is magenta, for the multiplexer on that one, then it just carries over. And these are just your A bits. So whenever orange is true, but this one's not, it won't output, right? Wrong. Well, it only outputs when A is not true. It's weird. We'll figure that out later. I've only been playing NTM for a few months, and my previous playthrough, Alex000 did all that because he owns the world. Nice. It's pretty neat. Then, of course, when it's not got power, it can't output through the multiplexers, so that's important. Boom, 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 boom. And make sure the colors are the correct ones all the way up to gray. So that means we have like a few more control systems I can put into that cable before I have to worry about it becoming an issue. In the meantime, next step is to take this and route it all the way around here. Then drop it back down for another round of this shit. The shit processor. Now, of course, there is subtraction, but that can happen later. So we don't have to worry about that. As long as we have space for decoders somewhere in this circuit, which this side's a mess, so no. But this side will probably be our final output if we have that. I have to take a shit. I'll be back in a bit. This is a record for how soon we have to take a shit in the stream. First, before I even do that, there's my shoe. I'll be back after I shit. And I return to continue these tasks. Let's get back to it. So cabling for this. So now we should have like the majority of this stuff done. So after we have a not A built in, which, or well, technically, is this just a not B? Well, it is a not A, right? A not A. It's on when A is off. I do kind of question how this works, actually. Now that I think about it, let's go ahead and figure that out. We turn off A, it won't output. Okay, cool. But we turn on B, it will output regardless. Because it doesn't fucking care about B. Basically, you could just detach B, and it's just a not A. That's funny, but anyway. With an A and B are true, the output will still be true. Because B is true, even though A is turning it off. Is this just an XOR? This might just be an X. I'm gonna be honest with you. This may or may not just be an XOR function. But I am curious. I'm sure some of you have the answer. Sure somebody has the answer, but for now, we'll just assume it's something. Something confusing too. Okay, so now we're gonna start with our stupid bullshit and begin our next gates. The AND gates probably are next. I would say we just do AND, get it done with. Since AND is a pretty simple gate. And then the other systems are just going to all flow through the decoder. So that, of course, is going to start getting our opcodes and shit situated afterwards. Which is pretty easy. Pretty cheesy. Easy cheesy. That's only 7, 8. Nice. Extend it a bit and then start from black all the way down. Black, red, green. Oh dear, that connects already, but don't worry. Now is not the time to be dealing with that dumb shit. Blue, purple, cyan, light gray, dark gray, pink, green, yellow, blue, magenta, orange, finally white at the end. Orange is already on, but here's what needs to happen. We need to configure this shit so it's not all fucked up. Configure it twice. 3 times, actually. God damn it. Ah! Configured. Configured. And then finally, last one. Configure that shit. Now it's all working perfectly. Now all you have to do is, when you put a signal through, you'll get your AND function, like this. Already putting out an AND signal right there. Don't input it straight away. That's the only problem with this. Is that this system puts it in straight away. Which is quite the issue. But thanks to compactness and science, I can engineer a solution that won't be satisfactory, but will meet my criteria to get the system to function. And it will look disgusting, but don't you worry. It was all part of God's plan. As you can see here. Somehow it works. Don't question it. It wasn't meant to be questioned. It's meant to be answered. Fucking dumb shit. But okay. Cable color time. Or something. I suppose. I mean, I guess the easiest way is just to do the white cable right here. So that way we avoid any unwanted, uncalled for connection to that system there. But the problem is now that we have this mess. And so we're going to output each of our cable colors onto a new bundled cable to bypass my stupid bullshit I've created. Don't worry. It will all work out because it will pass through that cable and then it will all be organized again. So the idea is pass it through another bundled cable, create a system that makes it nice and organized, through which I can then allow it to be back to how it's supposed to be, or not. Actually, what I could just do, no, take that back, that's not going to work. But we do need to still shift everything over one block. So that's happening right there. Why is that happening? Don't ask. I already said it. If you ask, it just makes sense, okay? It will make sense in a bit. All of the pieces are going to come together and you're going to be like, oh, now I understand. And then, of course, it's just shifting everything over from here because that's what we need to do. Shift it over and put it through a multiplexing system afterwards. This entire stream is just IC workbenching. Yeah. I mean, it might be the whole entire stream, literally. I mean, I had to take a shit for a little bit. Don't worry, I've got other excuses to take a break for a second, you know what I mean? Like, why are you doing the workbench thing? Are you complaining? Do you not want to be here? Are you complaining about the workbench? Because I can just, click a few buttons and then you'll not be in the chat anymore, you know? Complaining gone. Complaining silenced, right? You got a problem with IC circuits or something? Or are you like IC racist? Like you hate IC circuits? Just asking? Okay. That's a fair answer, but is it fair enough? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Anyway, I'm going to run the green cable through this shit. Since the green cable was technically another color cable, but I don't really care what the fuck cable it was to begin with. And it should just run into an OR gate. Don't worry, it will work. OR gates all the way. And then into multiplexers again. This gives us our like super compact multiplexation system of all time. Since we need that. Those will output down, and when we when I output a green signal, it should just, work. You know what I mean? Like, it should actually just work. And do we have an AND signal anywhere in there? Oh, we didn't configure them all properly. Or did we fail to configure these ones? Okay, that one's working now. I think they are all configured for the most part. We will see. White. Orange. We'll see how well it works when I put my signal through on green cable. It should just output the multiplexer, and then we'll see from there what comes next in my list of systems to add in, since we've got most of the shit that's typical for a computer to have, and then we don't really have any really interesting shit in there yet. Okay, so when it runs like that, we should expect to see that it goes through the circuits and does a thing. But it's not doing exactly what I expected. So output. Okay, it is doing what I expected. Perfect. Nice. Problem solvified. We're moving on. So technically, yeah, I could have screwed that shit a little bit over, but I didn't know that at the time. At least now we know that it works fine. It's a little bit of a mess here, but other than that, it's compact enough. So our next set of circuits are going to be on this section, and it should be XOR now. Like, that's all we have left. You can skip NAND, and you can skip XNOR, and buffer is not really that useful. So then after that, it's just multiplexer. Which means that you multiplex, but still, we already have multiplexers in every single shit already. You don't need a multiplexer right? When you have all your multiplexers already built in. You understand. But anyway, these XOR gates are going to get stupid really quickly, and I can already see that happening. So we're going to try to solve these in a way that makes the least amount of sense. Or not. I might just have to do them the way that makes the most amount of sense. 6, 7, and one final one is going to be 8. Boom. Is there internet in these computers? Can you send texts and stuff to... I think you can. You can actually pull stuff off the real internet too, but that's kind of cheating. That's cheating in my opinion. That's cheating. If you didn't make it yourself, it's probably cheating. Or if you didn't make it yourself and you didn't steal it yourself, it's probably cheating. Should probably think about that. Why did that happen? Oh, it's an XNOR? Okay, well that explains the issue. That's the major malfunction in that system. XNOR is the wrong logic. It's got to be XOR, because that's the right one. And of course, we can do this a lot simpler. Put your XOR right up against that bundled cable for the ultimate simple results. That's what we're after here. We can scroll over and continue down our line. Done. Nice. Black insulated wires and red insulated wires. Green and brown, blue, purple. And then on the other side of this, we'll add in our subtraction system. Gray, pink, green, yellow, blue, magenta. Wait, what the fuck happened? Am I short? It looks like all the colors, right? It didn't miss any. Blue, purple, cyan. How do you have a verified? That's a good question. That's actually a good question. How does he have a verified? Is he the YouTuber of all time and we just don't know it yet? Is he just hiding, lurking in my comment section? Who knows? Did it take me this long to catch on? No. I noticed that as well. I just never said anything. Hi? Never mind, I searched up you. Let me just continue on with my circuit production. This is actually kind of boring, isn't it? This is definitely boring because it's not finished and it's not doing shit, and everybody wants to see it do shit because that's what they want to see. They want to see big thing do cool shit or something. That's the summary I give, but nobody wants to see that right now. Or do they? It's just not happening right now. Anyway, I'll have to have AI sum up how to make a fucking subtraction system because I forgot that step. It should just be the same as the rest of it. You take in your A bit, you invert your A bits and your B bits, and then do some other bits and some other bits. Here we're going to need another multiplexer. And of course this one will be on another color, probably brown, since we just did green. Its next color down is brown, I think. Right? Wrong. Wrong. Hate to inform you that you're wrong. Green. Passing green through this cable. Don't ask how green is made into a color. Wait, what? Okay. Well, don't ask how green is assembled from... what color it originates from. I don't actually remember. I think it was just literally just green. But it should be blue. So blue converts to green. from my decoder, since that's the 4th decode. And then, of course, here's the thing, is if you put in zeros on all of them, you shouldn't get anything out except for nothing. You shouldn't get a single result, because that shouldn't activate or interface with any part of the system unless you have it set to do that by default, and we're not going to do that. So, since I don't want to default a system here to be like the fucking addition, so like 0000, whatever amount of numbers I have, or my opcodes, which I also need to create the interpreter for that system, but that shouldn't be that hard. And of course, we need to connect our output somewhere through this mess and spaghetti. Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Whenever people have told you that in the past, you probably doubted in them, but you can trust me. I'm a trustworthy guy, I think. Some people don't believe that, though. We don't associate with those people here, so here we go. Nice. Then we do our multiplexers. Boom, 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 boom. All the way. Wait a second. Hold on. Hold on 5 seconds. Pretty sure we could just get it from that other cable, right? Does it run on the white cable? This brown? No. The white cable's for inputs. Don't run any fucking outputs on the white cable. That's not going to end well. We can do an alloy wire here, and it will work. And then for the rest of them, just do these. Since the alloy wire cannot combine with a bundled wire, that means that will be our fastest system so far. Now when we output into brown on this wire, the purple wire, which is also the output wire, cable, system thing, doohickey, thingamajib, whatever you want to call it. Very strange item. It will allow us to bypass that kind of and just output on. So all of our controls are on our output line, essentially. Since there is no brown output from the output line, so we can just put a brown wire on the output line and call it an input line for the actual multiplexers, which is pretty handy, especially for somebody who's lazy, or me. And then this is the control line. And ignore this mess of seemingly erroneously put together cables. It was all intentional from the start, okay? I swear by it. It was all made by me intentionally to work perfectly well. What color am I missing? Blue? God damn it. Why is that one brown? Change that shit right now, man. I'm telling you. That shit does not fly. Unless it's blue wire here, red alloy wire there, and then, oh no, look at that mess. Well, it's okay, we can fix that shit right quick. I guess it has to go here into this wire, which has to bypass this spaghetti and that spaghetti. But otherwise, should work fairly well with a bundled cable there and another wire that converts that. But we have to convert into that wire by putting a red alloy wire here, and then of course, if this wants to get more confusing, then we do our brown wire and another brown wire there. Or if I want that to look better, put one of those there. Now it's kind of a little confusing looking because there's like 3 different layers or thicknesses of cable, but it will all work because those cables don't associate with each other. They don't bargain with, well, no, they don't make deals with terrorists, so that's perfect. Just the type of cables I need. Then I have 5 controls right now. Each of these controls does a different task. For example, when I switch this yellow wire, it should activate the multiplexer in that brown wire there. And it does. Nice. So I have a few more options available for different things you can do with my cables and stuff. Right? It's pretty useful, right? Yeah. Of course, we do need to make some output cables here. So we're going to go ahead and do white, orange, magenta, blue, yellow, all the way to the end. Just finish off this section. It's a bit packed, really. There should be no issues with that. It doesn't matter if it's packed. It was going to be packed from the start. But there's dead space here, which is kind of a waste. There's not anything I can do about that unless I were to move this entire thing, and I'm not doing that shit. Right? I'm not redoing all of the work we put into that section. Now we're on to the theoretical bullshit section, because shit's gonna get real stupid. And it all starts with inverting your B bits in a system. And the way you're gonna do that is you're gonna take in all of your different bits and say, oh hey, A bit get inverted, B bit get inverted. But that's all dependent on the 2's complement and how that works. And also some other stuff needs to be in there too, which means I need to read about it. And of course, 2's complement, if we look that up, complement steps. So the 2's complement steps, you find the 1 complements where you flip the bits of a binary number and then add 1 to the result. But hold on 1 second, because that add 1 to a result's really specific, okay? You don't just do that to every single question or number, because then it will fuck it up. I'll be back in a second. You see, I'll explain when I'm back, okay? But there's a reason we don't just add 1 to every single one we do, because it only happens when you have the carry out. That's means an overflow has occurred. Or basically it means the number's negative. When you have that, you get rid of that. And then you will also subtract 1 from your base number before that even happens. Or some shit. I don't remember. But it was kind of weird because I've never done it correctly before until that in time. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do this number stuff. Did you restart? No. This is a new world, or this is the server. And you can join that in the Discord. But anyway, we're gonna get back to the computering. So like I said, you start off by flipping all the numbers, but it's super specific. The 1's complement isn't just flip all the numbers. Really. There's kind of steps. Convert your positive number decimal, or positive decimal number to binary and string. Okay, so we don't really care about that, because a decimal number, we're not going to have that in the system. That's already done by the computer. Okay, don't worry. That shit's easy. Because you can only have... I mean, I guess we could technically assign numbers to all of it. Or assign numbers to each of the systems. I guess. For the runtime. Maybe we could call it a runtime instead of a compiler or some shit. But really it's a library that we're going to pull from. We're going to go ahead and just say it's invert all the shit. But only your B bits. So you take null cells. You're going to pass those through every single thing that you have. But only on certain bits will you pull out from these. Okay, so remember, all of those colors we have is going to correspond to our subtraction mode. And then there's a bunch of steps here, which are going to be pretty involved. Not really. It's not that hard. Okay, I made it sound hard, didn't I? It's really simple. So we're at brown, we're taking blue then. This is going to run through here, and it's going to be our actual, not only is it our multiplexer system, but basically it will show up and be like, oh, hey, we're subtracting, guys. So whenever you turn on blue, that means you're subtracting. And subtraction should get outputted from the system, but primarily here's where this is going to matter, because then you're going to invert those. So you're going to run inverters or an XOR on that specific output. Boom. And I suppose it's going to look like this. I don't know yet how that's going to work, but we will see. And then we're going to convert everything to A and B standard colors, aka R and B standard colors, because that's perfect. Because only some of these are some colors of bits, and it's going to need every bit of space it can get, so that way we can remember which ones are that specific color. So we know A and B are different, right? There's red and blue. That's literally the perfect color palette, so I can know which one's A and which one's B. And you don't want them to mix, because that's bad. Obviously, I think we've explained that already. And then we have to put in our actual colors, which are the starting colors that get converted to red and blue standard. Hold on. That's wrong. Run this. Light blue, yellow, green, pink, gray, light gray, cyan, purple, blue, brown. And one of those numbers is the one that's getting subtracted. The other one isn't. Green, red, and black. Which should end in a bit. An A bit. It should end as an A bit. If it doesn't, then we have some serious issues. But don't worry, we can fix those later. Those are not problems right now that matter a whole lot. But what does matter should be this whole blue wire, red wire system we got going. Should be pretty simple. I think we'll extend that all the way through, put these up, and then on this side of each of those, we'll have to do a light blue wire. So that way we know that's a different thing, kind of. Kind of a different thing, but still the same thing. I mean, it's just the same color scheme, just a slightly different, you know what I mean? Like 50 shades of blue almost. Kind of makes sense. Almost. But that's not how that one works. Let me just say these are wrong. So let's fix those, because that's not how that works. That blue wire comes through on the edge like this. The Microsoft Edge. Yep, that's what we're going to call it now, Microsoft Edge. Failed Windows bloatware. Now, light blue wires come out of these. Boom, boom, boom. And this is great stuff, right? This is absolutely wonderful. So once you have that system installed, all you need to do is add in your XOR, which is a logical inverter system. And by default, for subtraction, you would always want to invert, but it will only invert when turned on. I mean, either way, it's still technically going to invert. It just inverts better when you have your power to the inverter, so it actually does inversion. It's going to be a computer. It's just a couple steps away from us being finished with that. So now we have our A and B, and it's just as simple as copying all that shit from down there. So we're going to line up all of our systems to be A and B systems now. So we just do like a spiral almost, get my cables nice and cabled over to the other side. And then we set up our actual wires for that. subtraction is almost on the way. But the first step, you would invert. The next step, I believe, you then have to add in. So when you get your final output, you have that final carry out that sometimes pops in. And when you get that, that's when shit's wrong. When you have a carry out, then you also need to do stuff with that. Because that's wrong if you don't do that stuff. Copy all bits, blah, 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 blah. Method of finding the... Method 2, quick method. Keep to the first one. I don't know what that means. I don't care. And you add 1 to the result. Oh. So I guess it also has to carry in a 1. But it depends. So we'll see. Choose complement is not complicated scheme. So we already have our first step, which is the inverter. So then first if you invert your digits, so if you have all that shit, it makes it boom. And then so you invert your digits. You take your binary representation of 30, invert the digits, and you end up with like this weird number. Then you add 1 to that number. Then you convert it back or something. I don't know. Is that an addition and subtraction is made very simple. Take the... Oh, hold on. Does this mean I can create actual, like, inverting, like, number values? Like, if you put a number through this system, we could add in an inverter logic. Okay, not just the subtraction logic, but technically, what if we had an inverter logic, too? Just to invert numbers. Dedicated inversion logic. So then you can make a negative number for binary. Take your bin to get a negative. That's pretty nice. But this doesn't do that. This just does... This is already the basis for that. Technically, you're not A, not B systems or that. And you just have to invert everything that you get in the output, finally. I think not A and not B are good enough for inversion. Although... invert +1 to get your 2's complement. And then... What? This doesn't really make much sense. I hate 2's complement because I always forget how to do this shit. Suppose we want to add 2 numbers 69 and 12 together. Example. Now we want to subtract 12 from 69. So 69 minus 12 equals 69 plus negative 12. To get the negative of 12, we take its binary representation, invert it, and add 1. So you invert the bits, then you add 1. This is where a carry in is going to be important on that first step, right? Like I said before, carry in is useful for subtraction, I suppose. Anyway, that's going to come in handy for today. Run that. And then, of course, set up our adder system. We'll look down here and copy what we have going on there. Okay. And make sure none of these merge somehow through some ungodly happening or some shit like that. And why am I doing it like that? Because I'm just going to run the red wire next to them. If I run the red wire right next to that, it will work. The only thing that needs to go through that is the blue wire now. But here's an issue already. There is an issue. When we do our red wires, they are going to be right next to the next one. And that's also a red wire. So for that, to solve that issue, we cannot have them right next to each other and be the same color. See like how this is going to collide? We don't want that collision to happen, so we want to solve that right away by just having one be pink as well. That means the first one's red, the second one has to be pink. Understandable, right? That's the wrong one, isn't it? God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Come on. I almost had the correct one. But you run pink through those. And the pink goes through. Come out the other side. Run pink up, run pink out. Pink in, pink out. And another one for pink in and pink out. Then, of course, we don't need the top layer on the edge. So fix that. Just some quick tidying up of these. Next up is blue. Since we have light blue on all of them, it's pretty easy and I don't need to do much switching. Just some light blue into my half adders. And then we're on to the actual final application phase of this whole entire build where you start linking shit into your circuits. And then you have all of your first half adders. This will take your two 8-bit numbers and put them into one 8-bit number. Comparison of the two. Using addition rules. And then basically from there, AND gates on these. And remember, you don't need 3 inputs. Configure them to have 2. Because whoever decided to put 3 is an asshole. And it's just one click away. One click away from 2. One click from my favorite number. And not a kilometer from my favorite number. One literal hand click. Nice, it's done. All the work there is done. Perfect stuff. Awesome sauce. I know what I mean. Carry in time. And of course, that's as simple as copying the first setup, whatever. And taking those AND gates and putting them right into the system right here. Since we need to have that happen right now. AND gates away. And of course, the real question is, how do we do this here? It looks like we take in from the top and we just don't accept an input from the bottom. I think that works. And if you get a C out on this, it matters. The carry out matters, okay? If you get a carry out bit, that's important. You get rid of that. Lastly, we'll subtract 69 from 12 in our operation. But you don't just throw it away. You do something else with it as well. Anyway, we'll just continue. We'll just continue. It doesn't matter. Configure. Oh, this makes it really easy. Configure. XXX escape. Configure, and one last one, configure that shit. So that way it doesn't collide, cause any collision of any kind or sort. Red wires connecting out of these into those, and gates to carry over. Then you get your carry in bit from this line here, basically telling it to carry in because we said so. Good reason to do something, at least for the system. This is the carry in bits. And if we get a carry out bit from doing subtraction, it's kind of important. Because you're supposed to do something with your carry out bit. C out 2's complement. carry out. What even is the carry out bit supposed to do? I forgot. I don't even use it for addition, usually. Usually if you get a carry out bit, it's just an overflow. And that's the reason it's not something I need. Okay. It doesn't really care. Nobody explains what the carry out bit's for. But the fucking shit's supposed to do something. I remember using the carry out bit for something. It has some special intrinsic purpose. We'll find out in a second when I go to actually subtract on it what it does. Since I can't figure that out from online, since they don't have that shit online. Apparently they don't want to have the full information available. Because communism or some shit. But, okay. Regardless of whatever political values may be stopping us from obtaining complete and total dominance, I have the answer to something. Or well, I can figure it out at least. So don't worry. And of course, all further carry out bits are going to be done with yellow. Since we haven't used it yet, and it makes sense. Makes complete sense, okay? Run blue. Run blue. Run blue. Run blue. Actually, we're just doing blue. Blue all the way to the end, since it wants to be blue. And then, of course, if it gets this first bit, then it needs to do something else. I don't remember what the fuck it does. I just know it's important. Okay? I don't remember what this shit is supposed to do. I just know that it does something important. Also, one other thing, before we even get carried away with nonsensical baloney systems, but this also needs to be able to control our actual main machinery, and this is not hard to do. I was thinking I would be able to extend this over, but that's not the case. Don't worry, I have a plan. God gave it to me, okay? Trust me. You know what I mean? Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. This is simple. Put in these and put in your bundled cables. Blah, 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 blah. Nice. Enough nonsense to make cables happen. And those are inverted. It's got a carry out. But why is it not carrying over properly? It's almost, well, actually, it's because it isn't doing a full adder yet. It's not doing the full adder yet. It's only a half adder. But some people think it's a fairy tale, so we'll just shut up with that and continue on our way towards XOR dominance. XOR is honestly my favorite gate. If we have to measure gates on something. And then finally we have our next step being the outputs onto null passages. And then after that, once we have these null bridges put in, we will put in a final section of magenta cable, blue cable, and then multiplexers. Because I love multiplexing. Absolutely love it. It's so wonderful. So amazing. Except when this shit happens. Because that's not good. Let me tell you. When that shit happens, that shit is bad. Bad, bad. That's not supposed to connect how it's connecting. Because it's not. That's not how that shit works, okay? just gonna be honest with you all, but don't worry. We can fix this shit right quick, okay? It's called switch the rest of the blue wire to be purple or something. And it will just work, like Todd intended. Okay, all the way to the end. We'll switch it out for some purple wire, since it's almost blue, but with extra steps. It's like in between blue and red, so it really doesn't know what color it wants to be, and yeah. And then now, multiplex. You put in your multiplexers. Boom, 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 doo. Nice, nice. That first one's got to be blue though, because of course it is. The rest of them have to be magenta. Again, this is all me sabotaging myself. At this point, that should be the final outputs for those, and then we include from that. Finally, we now need to figure out what the heck happens with the 2's complement shit, and also how the fuck the blue wire connects into this system even. Blue comes from this direction, comes from some odd cable connections and shit that don't need to exist, but okay. So we're at like green with that because we were at yellow before. It looks like we did blue, yellow, green. Yep, so we're at the right one. Green. And of course, avoid connection right there. So that bypasses all that and becomes blue wire. Which means now when I get my green wire to go through, from here, I suppose, should output on all those lines. And now we're doing inverted math. Which means that it should be subtracting. So, if I want to subtract a big number from a small number, for example, if I subtract, okay, for my A bits, which are these numbers, and I subtract, like, what, 2 from whatever fucking number this is, we should get a number that doesn't include that first bit. But it looks like we're probably going to get that anyway. And, of course, the number is correct. We are just getting that one being outputted with a carryout, which is a problem. Why? Because it's getting carried out through the whole fucking thing to the very end. But don't worry. I think we can just throw it out. Here's where things get a little bit suspicious, though. If I don't have that number, but I instead have this number, and I try to subtract significantly more than that, like this green one, what we should see happens is that the number output should be like somewhere down here, like at this blue one. And let's go ahead and check. And what we're seeing, however, is that all of them are on, but there's no carry out. Which something is fishy with this. Because that's not how it's supposed to look, to my knowledge. I don't actually know, but something tells me that if I'm subtracting 1, 2, 3... wait. This would be your 2's. 1, carry over 2. If I'm subtracting 4 from 2, something tells me I should be getting this number back as a return number. The thing is that we're not getting that number back. Or are we? Hold on. No. Unless I remove this first carry in bit. And then it looks more reasonable. Which might mean that this number needs to be carried through the line to be the actual carry in bit. And so it's not subtracting, it's just adding in that case. Because now we have, what is it? Well, we have slightly more than we have normally. Because normally this is what we're getting. We're getting 2, 4, something like that. Here we're getting like 6 for whatever reason. I don't know how this magic sorcery works, but I suppose it does. And then, of course, your initial carry-in comes from your final carry-out. That might seem weird and make no fucking sense, but I'm going to say that it makes perfect and total sense, because when I do that number from earlier, we should see that it works. Everybody nods their head in agreement. Okay, purple wire. Cool. And then, of course, we're going to have a XOR. That way we run blue and purple together. This might make a clock, but I don't really care. I just want to see that it works. Okay? So when we have this going on, there is no final carry out, and it's not working correctly. So then I guess it just does need that purple in. Checking again. Imagine if this doesn't work. What do you mean imagine if it doesn't work? It can't possibly go wrong. I know what I'm doing. Okay. So we're subtracting green from magenta. And we're getting, what is it called? Okay, it's not subtraction, it's addition, but green is like what? What number even is it? But you see, you can't really subtract this. Because you just can't. Unless you invert your final result or some shit. Maybe that's the issue. So when we get that actual carry out bit, that's the weird question. Is like, what the heck does that even mean? 2's complement adder system. So inverting all bits and adding 1 to the entire number will produce the wrong value for the result. Nah, this shit's weird. That shit's weird. What? I'm confused. Still confused. Alright, so we do step 1, which we do all of the shit correctly. I'm assuming. Because, yeah. So when we start off, we get our absolute binary, we get our inversion, but we don't add 1 to the whole number. Unless we were doing it correctly. But what about the carry out? What happens with that? I need to know, because I know that something happens with it. It is involved in every single part of the process. Also, which of these is outputting? Is it just this one on the end? Which basically means it's overflowing or some shit. Which is weird. But okay, let's see what that does. Let's see. I could just watch a video. MIT OpenCourseWare.
The nice feature of 2's complement.
The nice feature of 2's complement. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. And what do you do with the fucking carry of 1? Yes, please give me that extra nice bit that carries out. Oh, yeah, they don't want to explain that shit. But don't worry. How is it complicated? Wait. Wait 1 second. Ah. Of course. Invert it in the subtractor circuitry diagrams. The carry out doesn't go anywhere. Figure P7-27 is a 4-bit 2's complement adder slash subtractor attempting to subtract 7 minus 3, but we keep going, getting the wrong answer of 8100. Each test node in the circuit is labeled with the logic state observed. Find the two faults in the circuit. This is an interesting problem, it looks like. I guess we could just pop this on screen. Open image in new tab. View full answer. No, I'm not making an account with Chegg.com. Chegg.com for homework. What the fuck? I can pop this on screen though, so you all can see this beautiful slop that the internet has provided me with. This beautiful slop right here. Stop that. Beautiful slop right here. So it says figure P-27 is a 4-bit 2's complement adder. I could probably solve this shit easy. Well, maybe not. Hold on. Okay, so you get your carry in, right? So this is just your adder piece, your adder diagram. And when you do your adder, then it also is doing a carry in for your subtraction bit and running everything through the inverter. The first thing I see that's probably wrong with this... Wait. No. This is not wrong. This adder is perfectly fine. And then you're just... This is actually genius the way they have it set up, I'm going to be honest. Because there's a switch here, it looks like. And you can just switch it from add or subtract mode. That's way better than doing 2 different setups, but I don't really give a fuck. I will have 2 different setups and I just multiplex between them. It's fine. Might make it faster. Probably not. It probably makes more sense to switch your setup and just have the carry-in be so that way you can control whether it's subtraction mode or not. Then you have all of your inverters for all of your bits. Boom. Nice. And this is inverting your bits. We're going to look at this real quick. It should be A plus B, right? A plus B. Or, well, if they do B plus A, maybe. Who knows? A plus B. And they're getting 8 when they're subtracting 7 minus 3, which should give them 4. Right? You subtract this, it should... Yeah, it would give you 4. So 4 would be 0, 1... Can I draw on this? Can I draw on this? Give me the draw tool. You know what? Save image as. Thank you. You know what? I can actually do the fucking drawing shit on this in the fucking Paint. Yeah, why not? Okay, guys, we're gonna use Paint today. Gonna do some Minecraft Paint right here. But anyway, your actual number here should be like... The number they want is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, right? That's what this gives you, right? Because you get 0, 1, 1, 1, and then you subtract 0, 0, 1, 1 minus that, and you will get 1, 0, 0. Correct? That's what we want. But they're saying we're getting 1, 0, 0, 0, which is not adding these two numbers together either before you start thinking it is, because if the problem is that they're subtracting... Right? So let's say they're adding 0, 1, 1, 1, and 0, 0, 1, 1, right? If they do this shit, they will get 1, 1, and then 2, 3 zeros afterwards. Like something like this. Which is not just 8. That's a bit extra than 8. Unless this bit's not getting carried in. Because it is a 4-bit adder, right? It's a 4-bit adder. This is starting to make a little bit of sense. Because it's not in subtract mode properly. Maybe. We don't know that. There's no way for me to know that. But what I can say is that it's looking like, right? This is their carry out because it's overflowing. And if we were to put a 1 down here, that looks like my 11000 number. Doesn't it, right? Because we have 1, 0, 0, 0. What's missing from that is that somewhere there's a problem. So in this one, so all of our A bits shouldn't be connected to inverters, which it looks like this one's not connected to an inverter, this one's not connected to an inverter, this one's not connected, and this one's not connected. So that's not connected to any of my XOR gates, which are like right here. And then, of course, maybe this will help me figure out my answer to my problem, but I mean, one time Google did just give me the answer to shit. Okay, but I can't figure out the answer to my problem because I'm fucking stupid or some shit. Anyway, the other part is what are the inputs even? And it looks like, so for our A bits, we have, of course, 0, 1, 1, 1, which is correct. And then we also have for our B bits, 1, 1, and then we also have 0, 0 at the beginning. Okay, so we have our 0, 1, 1, 1, and our 0, 0, 1, 1, which are also fine. So those are not the problem, I suppose. Let's see if the inverters are the issue. We are receiving a 1-bit here, and it is becoming a 0-bit here. The 0 is becoming like that there. And then I believe we have our problem solved. This is a 0. It's getting inverted by the 1 over in our carry in, which we'll mark as green. So if this is 0 and that is 1, the result you don't expect to see is 0 on the bottom. So there is the first problem. The first point of error, we'll just circle that in purple, since that's a good way to remember that's some fucking weird shit going on. Then we continue. And then you also get your 0 down into your 1. And that's wrong too. So that's basically just common sense issues. Because here you expect 0 and 1. Which gives you, yeah, that does give you 1. But there's 2 problems in the question, and I have successfully found those 2 problems because I am a genius. Not really, it's just simple math. I don't know what class asks you for this, but here's what the answers are for everybody asking. If anybody was asking, I don't think anybody was, but Google decided to get me on this weird autism today, so I've solved these issues for everybody. Of course, there's 2 issues, and if I were to put this on paper, I'd say, first, the carryout's wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a big circle right there. Big purple circle right there. And then you also have, we'll just draw a line and say, error. Like, like a Gmod missing texture error. Perfect. That's why you're getting 8 instead of the other thing. Because that's not doing inversion. Or is it? Well, no, it's just carrying 0 through. That's wrong. It's supposed to be B is 1. If that's 1, because it's adding 1, it's an XOR gate. It should just do the shit it should do. Control S. Okay. Well, we've solved that issue. And, of course, the question, it remains, why isn't my shit working? So, let's replicate their math on my adder system. So when I do, what was the numbers? A is going to be 3 bits. So basically 4 or whatever the fucking number was. And then subtract 2. And we should see that it's going to not be that. When we get our output, it is the correct number. It's 7. My shit's probably right, and I'm just worried about it. That's all. And don't worry about the carry out bit. It doesn't fucking matter. Maybe. I hope it doesn't matter. I will not put a carry out bit in my system. Please don't. Anyway. That's done. Purple, blue, yellow, lime green, pink, gray, and it's all done. Cool. We've solved all of the math today that we need to solve for the actual system to pretty much be done. And then we'll be on to decoding shit, which everybody's going to like decoding shit once we get there. But first, we need to do this shit. Down. Down. No, don't do that. Cool. And then, of course, this gets all carried out on this end here. So, nice. Except there's more steps than just carrying all that shit out. Because that's all wrong. Unless we add in the next step, which is the inverter step. Before we can carry out any of our bits, they have to get inverted. Because that's funny. That's just absolutely hilarious. But we left off at like purple, right? Blue, blue. I think we only have blue. So let's go ahead and add a purple on there. The next color we're adding is purple. Because purple's cool. Or some shit like that. Heh. No, that's magenta. That's gonna fuck shit up. But purple's fine. Purple is okay. Probably fine. Purple insulated wires. Alloy wires, just to keep up the trend. And then finally, last part of that is gonna be pink wires. That's for the final step. A lot of work to do on that, but it should work. Math is solving. Math is masticating. Masticating. Nice. But that final wire, that purple wire, outputs. Okay, that's all fine. That final purple wire is going to output into the line, and he's going to tell it to invert. So whatever number we get in, it gets inverted by the purple wire. That's the whole entire point of the purple wire. That's why it exists, right? So if you have a white bit, then we receive a purple. And if we get an orange bit as well, receive a purple bit. And if we were to supposedly, I don't know, get another purple bit in addition to that shit. You see what I mean? We just carry down the line and keep getting purple bits and shit. Purple, magenta, purple, keep going down. Right? Just keep going. Yeah, it's just math. Just math, guys. This will be where I put X OR gates, basically. It doesn't matter if it's A or B, because technically A could be on either side. It's just how you represent it. It's okay to be weird with that, but who cares? Do that shit. And then, of course, this will be our final outputs from there. Theoretically, it would be your final outputs if you don't want to do other steps with it. Because, of course, you can do other steps with it. We still have all of this space to fill with extra fun stuff, right? You know what I mean? Extra fun stuff. Or other nerd functions. Huh. Nerd functionality. Nerd functionality enabled. Nerd mode activate. Beep, beep, bop. Pink. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe it'd look better if it was lime green right there. I think it would. I think it would look better if it was lime green right there. Wonderful. Splendid. It would look better if this was like one block over, but fine. We'll deal with it. Pink and purples. All the way downs. I think it's 2 between each purple, right? Wrong. It's like 5 between each purple. God damn it. What universe do we live in? A fucking purple verse? No. Put like 5 between each one. Gotta keep them spaced out. Light gray. And then we skip like 3. Do a cyan. Then we do purp. You can't do purple. And it stops at dark gray. Thank God that it stops at dark gray. I would have gone insane with these fucking purple jokes. God damn. But purple's what we need. And then finally we write the output onto a line. For example, let's do a color, and we'll just call it a light blue color line. And then that's the fucking color for the final output's light blue. And that routes into a bunch of little things on the side. That's outputting black, which says carry out. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. We're going to cut that off right where it hurts the most. Because fuck that shit. We don't need that shit right interfering with my systems. Okay, simple I. We don't need simple IO there either. That's supposed to be white. And we only need 8. So just keep that in mind. And they all need to be configured correctly to be output. Okay, from here. 1, 2, output. 1, 2, 3, output. 1, 2, 3, 4, output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 output, and 7 output. Done. And that should be everything. Wait a second, it's only a 7-bit system. I guess it is. Huh, I never noticed. No, it's not. It's magic. It's what it is. Magic the Gathering system right here. Gathering up all the players. Playing all these games. Card games. For true nerds who don't do this shit. Nerds without autism. Or some shit like that. Is this one just gray? Oh, wait. Yeah, they are. They're not comparing shit. They're just fucking inverting. Getting inverted. Huh, get inverted, nerd. Decodes. Everybody's favorite subject, right? Wrong. We all like nuclear physics here. That's what brings us all together. At the end of the day. Or we're agents here to watch people talk about dumb shit. I suppose. But we'll see. So that means purple's done. Checking everything. So what the inverter does is that the inverter doesn't just take a purple bit. He takes a purple bit. So the purple bit's inherently just there. It's not just a bit that exists. It's a bit that is also present no matter what. It's omnipresent. Essentially allowing you to do all kinds of shit. Now there's some other things like, well, I suppose you can include a shift in here, right? What does shift mean? Well, it means move all of your bits 1 bit to the right. I don't know what that means. I think it means put a 0 before all of your other bits, okay? Which essentially is a weird thing. Because you just switch over the lines. Or a shift left. Or maybe you could get really specific and add some weird shifts in there, but that stuff is not really my expertise. And this adds all of the basic functions of logic. There is 16 logic gates or logical functions you can add. And this adds in at least all of the useful ones, including addition and subtraction. So all of those systems are covered. Even though addition and subtraction technically could be done in that first adder step. So there's also that to consider. You can include an extra bit there, which I could have done, but I just didn't realize it at the time. Anyway, since I'm the engineer of all time, it's time to add in those decoders, like I said. And of course, what we need to remember is that we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different output codes. So you can take that into binary and do 6 things. Now, you only need 6 because there's not a 7th. Yes, this is the 7th one. However, as I said, it's inherent by default. It's just a product of whatever the line gets. Right? So if the line receives a pink bit, it received a pink bit, no matter what. So that means it needs at least 3 bits available to it in order to operate. Because it's inherently going to have that no matter what. That pink bit's is always going to be there. It's going to either be 0 90% of the time, unless you're intentionally running an inverse function. If you run an inverse function, you're going to invert it, no matter what. Basically, that's the whole idea. And then you just you'd write out in your scripting what controls that, and blah, 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 and it runs that shit. Now it's time to add in those decoders, though, because that's where it's really at. In decoders, you don't really need a block this big, but we're going to go ahead and put in how many colors do you think it takes to make 6 combinations, right? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we go ahead and do binary, let's go ahead and do some binary right now. Do some binary math with some dirt blocks. But basically, if we have a 0 here, let's just do cobble dirt is going to be my 0s, and then regular dirt's my 1s. So, boom. Okay, this is a little bit bad for representing numbers. Okay, maybe we'll do wood, since it's a little easier to see. But we should have 4 potential combinations, right? Which is not a lot, I will admit. But that's okay. It's 4 combinations, right? We can do a bit with 4 combinations. Except we need 6 combinations. So we need an extra bit right here. And we aren't going to use this anyway. So we're never going to use 0, okay? 0 can get crossed off. 0 is not there. It's there, technically. It's usable, but if we just have 0 be nothing, 0 is the machine doing nothing, okay? So it doesn't receive any input from the side. Now, we have this, which is 4. We continue, and then we have our full numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which is not used. 7 and 0 won't be used at all. So we have our 6 numbers here. I'm just going to chop out the ones we're not using, since I know what I'm doing, kind of. That way I can remember we're only using 6 to we're using 1 to 6 as numbers. You can't use 7 even though it's available in our decoders. So it's going to be a blank decoder if we include it. However, it does have to be included, or well, excluded as a function. So does 0. If anything contains 0, it's automatically wrong. Unless we want to do 0 to whatever fucking number. I suppose. But we don't want to do that. And, in addition to that, 0 will just mean it's not doing any operation at all. That means nothing gets multiplexed, ideally. So let's go ahead and start adding in our circuits on the fucking table. Let's start taking a look at what we need to do for that. which is just first step is usually just taken from your input side, which we're just going to go ahead and have basic colors, not simple IO, fuck that shit. Do white, or, yeah, just do those colors, why not? White, orange, and blue, right? White, orange, and magenta. Okay, cool. Those are the 3 colors for your bits. And of course, when you put them down on your line, you're going to start off making decoders. We only need, we didn't need this much space, but we used some of it, so that's okay. Which means we only have 3 different colors, and it goes white, orange, and purple. We need 6 of these. White, orange, purple, white, orange, purple. Then you have your outputs. I'm seeing issues right now. Issues with the system, maybe. Not really. Nah, not at all. Basically, you just do not, and then you do another not. But you have to make sure it doesn't intersect anything, which it won't. And then you just do another not. And then you correspond these to their colors. So like this knot goes into an alloy wire, which doesn't connect to any of those things. Because you can't do that shit, okay. You have to do OR gates to keep it all unilateral or one directional. Or if you don't want to do an OR gate, since you technically don't need to fucking do that shit, just do some fucking repeaters with 0 timing. Cool, right? That should do the job. And you just do that all the way down. All the way to the end. Well, technically, couldn't you just do a torch? Never mind, you can't just do a fucking torch. Who came up with that shit? What the fuck? Come on, man. No torches. Anyway. And then you'd have your purple bit has one. And then after that, you have, well, I think it's just, yeah, no, your purple bit then ends up with another. Boom and boom. Then, of course, you add in another NOT gate. You just keep adding NOT gates until the end, basically. So NOT gates are going to fill in all of your dead space in all of these. Dead space is amazing in this. NOT gates, perfect. Colors, fine. Just do alloy wire, honestly, at the point. The only reason you need to have any kind of, oh, Jesus. What the fuck is this shit? Come on. I am not moving my circuits over just because the system wants me to, okay? We will just move the bundled cable over. Got it? We will move it over 1 block. 2. Just to make shit even more fun. Just to make it even more fun. Those output. This is technically an OR gate, but it doesn't matter because it's all going into a NOT gate anyway. And that runs out into your final out, which is a cable. And that's your decoder. Which takes your binary inputs, or your pre-encoded ROM, basically. Or pre-encoded actions, or whatever the fuck you write inside of the Opens computer system. Since it's Opens computer system, it will make sense shortly. We just have to run some basic logics soon. And then just do this. Connect this into these. Hold on. Don't do that shit. Because orange needs to run past all of that shit first. Like so. And that makes everything nice and tight. Cool. It's all done. You can think whatever you want to think. But that's all we need to do. And of course, you don't need to include 0. You don't need to include 7. They don't have a corresponding color. They just won't output shit onto the line. Which means 0 and 7 don't mean anything in our opcodes. For the circuitry, for our 3-bit control circuit. And then, of course, when you actually do set this up, to run, that's when shit gets cool, right? Once we have it finally in a circuit form. The first one is addition. The second one is orange. The third one is magenta. The fourth one is blue. The fifth one is yellow. Well, we don't even have a fifth one yet. And the sixth one is green, which marks out all of the colors we need. Then we also need to start marking out. That's one. And then the final one will just be this pattern, right? So we'll have boom, and then it's done. Okay? So then you run your NOT gates down perfectly. NOT gates out. Alloy wires across. Run white on these lines. And I think it's done. And then we can start testing each of these gates and see which combinations it will give us. Because this should cover 90% of combinations available. It's not going to cover, like, every possible combination, but it covers the ones we care about. So now we get rid of this shit, because that's not how that works. Oops. That wasn't meant to happen. Okay. But anyway, make sure the colors are in an order so that way you remember which ones are which. It only takes 4 bits to operate our system. So the system is finally completed after I spent 2 hours or so talking, literally 2 hours talking about it in one video or stream or whatever. So now we'll start running shit. And you'll probably notice we have 3 going in and 6 out. That's pretty nice, right? That's a pretty sweet way to control shit. You can use that to control other shit besides just a computer. Keep that in mind. You can use binary to condense info, right? Combinations of binary can be decoded into a lot of numbers because it's always a square root of the number of bits you have. If you have 16 bits going in, then your output can be 16 times 16 for your number of combinations available to you. Quite a large number of combinations. So when I do just white, it turns on the first one. When I do orange, it turns on the second one. When I do purple, it turns on the third one. That's where we start having issues, because that one runs that one. But it doesn't run correctly on the other one. And I'm seeing what's happening here. When I run purple, white and orange makes 3, so that's good. When we run number 4, it should be the 4th line. Yes, okay, it's just numbers. When we run 5, it's the 5th line. And 6 is the final line. Cool. That's beautiful. However, no, wait, oh, it's fine. Okay, cool. What is lime green even for? Which one does lime green represent? Lime green represents blue. Oh, so by that point you're just doing subtraction anyway. Where does the fucking pink line go? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Anyway, that's the 4-bit system to control the entire ALU, arithmetic logic, unit peripheral, piece, whatever the fuck. And then we just need to assemble that shit. That's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and get on to that step now. So, for the actual IC assembly table. Is that even what it's called? I don't even fucking know this shit. Look, I just play this game. I don't know this shit. Your integrated circuit. Your IC workbench. Your IC red communism. Red communist invaders. At Pro. There we go, that's much better. Pro, as in Project Red. Ah, yes. Beautiful. grab out some, this. Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Did I not make a crystal of that shit earlier? Some crystal meth? I do like some of that shit made. I bet I did make some of that shit. Let me see. Did I do that or did I not do that? And of course we do need to test it as well. But that doesn't really matter too much. And then we can just somehow accept the bits as input as binary. Right? Like, what if we can figure that shit out? But I'm pretty sure, and I'm 100% pretty sure is sure enough in my book, but we should definitely have an IC chip made. Not an IC chip, but an emerald somewhere is in my base, stored in the depths of the deepest, darkest recesses of our boxes somewhere within the nearby local area. Is that what we do believe be a thingy? Bruh. Okay, let's keep going. Maybe it's in the basement level? Basement, right? Must be. God damn it. Fuck. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Oh. Logging in. We'll give it a minute. If it doesn't, then I'll be right back. Dear God, please help us. But I'll be back in a second. And my return is imminent at this time. We will begin the constructification of the new empire of machinists. The great broken god. Yes, now everything is working. I just need to find my emeralds, which are in a box. Hopefully, not too far away. Since it is a bit of a pain in the ass to find out where they're hiding at, but we can see. And I'm only assuming that we don't need those. Anyway, we need this shit. And we need a wood and some iron. Otherwise, we're pretty much good. Put these in the box and these out of the box, and then boom. No, they don't go like that. They go like this. Right? Right, guys? Nah. Because it wants specifically blue. Why? Because fuck you. That's why. It specifically wants blue glass. Just to fuck you over. God damn it. Nah. But don't you worry. I have come prepared with Cobalt 60. God's great gift that keeps people in third world countries warm until it gives them cancer. Because they weren't taught any better. So who can blame them for messing with that Cobalt 60 right there, right? But don't worry, because it's not even close to being too political yet. I haven't made any jokes about California and arsenic or some dumb shit like we did yesterday. It's okay, though. I endorse political insuffrage or whatever the fuck. That doesn't work. But I'm pretty sure this is a color for glass, right? You know, it could just be a color for glass. No, fucking no, stop. My glass has been stolen, guys. God damn it. The glass has been stolen from me. It was sucked into oblivion by my vacuum pipe. My gravity lift. My gravity drop. Shit, is it in there? Wait a second, I saw it. Right there. Fucking glass. Straight in the fucking hole. How in the Sam hell does that shit happen? What in the darnations is that? Come on, man. Let's get out of the fucking hole. Figure this shit out. Okay. I seem to have failed at using gravity lifts correctly, but it's okay. I have one rotten flesh left, probably. Verrotatis flesh. Verrotatis flesh. 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 Fish. Fish. Nice. Great stuff, right, guys? We're doing absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for coming here today and supporting me on my great conquest of the YouTube algorithms with my new light blue stained glass. An absolute wonderful powerhouse of technology right here. Yes. Boom. Oh, look at that. It's a 3D printer. It's gonna get banned. Nice. That's always what I've wanted. Give me that shit. Fucking stupid machinery. God damn. The cost. Guys, the cost is unreal. I'm just gonna say, who has this shit, right? Oh no. Bundled cables? God damn. You know, I thought I would just be assembling it right on the spot or some shit, didn't I? It's okay, guys. Don't worry. We can solve that right quick. Right quick. I'll start a sheep farm. We'll start a sheep farm to solve the issues-ness. It's the issues right now, okay? But we're gonna make a sheep farm. Since I think that's not only is that a useful idea, it's a good idea that we should have done a while ago. So let's go ahead and make a sheep farm today then. Sheep farm and a regular farm so I can get some wheat and not die and other stuff. So that's going to conclude all the computerage. But now we need to start on food supply, which is something we should have done ages ago, but put off until now because it makes sense to do that. That's the type of shit that makes the most sense to me, right? Not doing shit until the last minute. Love that. You all agree with that, right? You just love that type of shit. But today we're going to go ahead and dig a massive tunnel or level the soil since I need space to farm. And I didn't know it was Farming Simulator today, but it totally is. And then deal with the problems of tomorrow. Oh, God. Please. Make tomorrow semi-easy and not full of boredom and stupidness. Not my boredom, even. It's just other people's boredom gets pretty dumb sometimes, you know? Keep going all the way. We're almost there. Come on. It's not that hard. Cool. We're doing a wonderful job. It's 2 gigabytes already? God damn, you all are making a massive server. Who has traveled like 2 killion blocks away? I know it was somebody. Had to have been. No, I'm joking. But somebody might have. Jay? Or no, F9, F9. And look at that, I have a chunk right here. A chunk to put water in and then start farming. Since we all like to farm, right? Or at least I don't. And plus, here's the other thing. You can technically take farmed products and harvest them and use them for shit. I believe you can do so at least. And let's take a look at that. What can I do with wheat? Wheat, right? Wheat. Yes. Well, you're kind of limited, but yeah, you can technically make some other shit. Flour. Oh, you can literally make it straight into bread. Holy shit. Holy shit. Everybody say that back at me. Holy shit. What the fuck, HBM? When did you add that shit in? God damn. That's some fine bread right there. HBM doing God's great work on this green earth of ours. F9. I don't really know the center of this chunk. I'm just going to go ahead and say, if I plant here, my plants will probably grow within 4 blocks. I don't know the radius they grow. I don't know that information because I suck at the game. But this should probably be a planting area. I think that's a lot, right? That'd be a lot of plants. And of course, you could technically harvest these, but we don't need to because that's just not how it goes. Also, I just realized you could technically make flying machines somewhat for harvesting this shit. Somewhat, okay? Like, not really all the way, but you could technically make a flying machine that does it. It's like an FPV drone. If you know what FPV drones are. It's a cabled drone, basically. So there's that. You could technically cable up a piston system that extends and keeps going and is pretty interesting, I think. Nice. Planting my crops. I will say my factory's looking pretty bland. At least not too bland, though. At least it looks like a factory. Some people don't have that. But I at least have that, so that's good. Stop that guy from resisting. It's a zombie over there, bro. Just earned the achievement, baked bread. I'm about to also do that achievement. Hey, that's pretty cool. Except I'm like in the future, and that's really depressing. Way, way more advanced now. I still haven't made bread yet. God damn. How have we failed? So bad. Somebody explain. Need the liquid waters. And then we just do this. And then I now have 3 pieces of bread. Yes. Cool. And now I stop because I need only 1. Now to continue, we are going to shred 2 and then go to sleep. No, actually we can't because there's 3 people online. So let's not do that. Because that's going to piss everybody else off. And it's fucking annoying when people ask for that. But then we can put this in a furnace. Grab that out of the furnace. Put this in a box. And then it's done. I'm growing plants, bro. I am growing plants. Also, your engine lubricant can go into Ithis brand chocolates. If you're into that sort of thing. We probably should be into that sort of thing. It's a good industry to get into, since nobody makes them probably. It just requires weeds, radium chocolate. Radium. Yeah, if anybody has cocoa beans, let me know. I'm willing to trade right now. I'm willing to steal some cocoa beans for my Ithis brand radium chocolate factory. Na 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 na. Stop! Hey man, stop! You're knocking over my tower, man. I built this tower. Man, stop! God, I put so much effort into that. If anybody thinks that sounds familiar, nobody understands the joke. Because there's so many jokes you can make out of that. But, okay. Let's continue with normal jokes and humor and gameplay. But mainly I just need to fill in the soil and stop these guys from wrecking my shit. Like they're doing right now. Somebody blew some shit up over here, which is annoying. Might have been me. But somebody had a creeper explodify on the ground. Right there. No, stop. Stop that shit right now, man. Oh, by the way, I can actually save anything that is said in the server into a document. And I'm on my way to being able to make a fucking cool-ass shit for a panel. Which is amazing for my server. Like, I'm actually like an engineer now for software. But I'm not a certified licensed software engineer. Engineer? Yeah. Engineer. No, I'm not that. At all. Because I fucking suck. Well, actually, I just haven't gone to college for that shit. But I definitely should. It'd be an interesting field to go do. But I don't know. Is college even really my thing? I haven't even tested the waters of that shit. I know it certainly isn't my thing. It's dumb shit. Fucking dumb shit's not my thing. Fuck that shit. Anybody asks me for dumb shit in the future, just fucking give them a hole in their kidneys or some shit. Please. Fuck that. Ugh. I'm just gonna build my farming out here. Hey man, knock that shit off, bro. Knock that dumb shit off, man. Come on. Some dookie nookie. Tear down trees. Tear down holy shit, there's more. Trog army. Trog army? Army of Trog. Gwa. Stop! God damn it! Animals are dying. People are dying. How dare you? You know what I should make is a creeper farm. That would be a fucking sick idea, wouldn't it? Make a creeper farm on HBM mod. Wouldn't that just be sweet? Right? Well, the way that you make a creeper farm is you're gonna take trapdoors and put it on the roof. So I guess we're gonna make a creeper farm then, since I said shit about it. The thing is that I now need to start carving the entire planet, not only for resources, but so I can build a farm under my base. And make it so nothing can spawn in anywhere except for underneath my base. So it's kind of a multifaceted project. Not only do I have to flatten out the ground, but I have to make it so that way only stuff can spawn in my base and work out deals and agreements to get other people to also make it so shit doesn't spawn in their soil, because then I can't farm. And if I hold the gunpowder farm, I wonder what that even gives me. Like, I mean, it just gives me a way to make more grenades. Really, that's not all it does. All it is grenades. I mean, I suppose it can do more than that, but why? What else do you make out of gunpowder? Maybe dynamite? Oh wait, gold crystals, too, if you can farm the other creepers. And I mean, you don't get anything for the phosgene ones, but the other ones, they give you dynamite. So dynamite, gold crystals, and that's like it. I mean, is it really worth farming them? Maybe. Because you probably get them at a super high rate. If it's all that can... It might just be regular creepers, though. Either way, though, you get gunpowder and shit. It's pretty sweet. Or you can make it into a blood farm. If you're into that sort of thing. Wink. I don't even know what that means, but hey, we just said it. Cool. Total nerd. Total nerdification. Nerd emoji. Actually. God damn it. Ah, yes. You're making great progress. Next steps are to build a fence to keep in the sheep. The sheeple. Sheep-ole? Sheep people. Cheap people. Because they don't cost much. Wait, what? Okay, that's weird. Sheeple. Interesting wordology. We'll have to speak with the wordology department on that one to confirm that wordage. Is that even real, man? Is it even real? Do we even speak that? Hold on. My brains have shut off. Because that's not the recipe we are looking for. Ah! And of course, that only makes 16. What is bro saying? I'm going insane right now. That's what I'm doing. And then we just go like that. And it should be as simple as this. And then, boom. 66. Number of the beast. Mr. Beast. God damn it. Can't believe he's been exposed by the fish. Yet again. Number of Mr. Beast. Oh, yes. The 6 number. Some real autism happening with my fences. Don't worry about it. I said don't worry about it. Don't question it. It's all part of the process. Okay, guys. Trust the process. Alcohol. It's right here. 10,000 ounces of vodka. Right? Right here. It's enough to kill 1,000 people right there, probably. But let's go ahead and do the wheat trick. Because apparently, sheep like wheat. Or maybe, yes. Don't ask me how I knew there would be a sheep there, and don't ask me how I knew that skeleton wasn't a problem. I just don't care. But come on, Mr. Sheep. Please hurry up. We don't have time for sheepages. Sheepism. Stop. Stop! Mr. Freeman, open up my silo hatch. Stop that shit. Okay, now follow me. And of course, we're gonna need a lot more sheep than just one. So keep that in mind. One sheep isn't just enough. One sheep is actually shitty. Hurry up and get here. I need you to suffer from the pollution. So you can become the Trog monsters from Fallout 3. Trog monster, right? Yes, we need that shit. Trog. Get in the fucking fence. Get in prison right now. Yeah, listen to the instructions given to you by the instruction man. Bob the instructor guy telling you what to do. Except I'm not Bob, nor am I an instructor guy. I'm just a fish. I also don't need these heads in my inventory because I get enough head anyway, so we're gonna get rid of this. Okay, now that one, Maybe we should shut up now with dumb shit like that, but hey, maybe it was funny to somebody out there. Because it is kind of off the shelf, right? It's brand spanking new. It's fresh. Fresh joke. Fresh jokeology. Jokeology. Or is it... Huh. Interesting. We could probably make a joke out of that, too. Add ology to something like... It's a guy named Jokeology. Jokeology. I mean, it doesn't sound too far from, like, some Russian shit. Like, Jokeology or some shit. It sounds like German or something. Like Arnie. Arnie right there, bro. Fucking... What? Give me more seeds. I need to plant them now. Get to the chopper. Then, can I plant... Oh, I can plant hemp on that. Interesting. Does it grow faster or slower? I bet it grows faster in this shit. What do you all think? Does it grow faster or slower? What does it do? Grows at the same rate. God damn it. Does it give you more? What's the point? What's the point? It's like jokeology. Department of Jokeology. When you study Joe. G.I. Joe. Na 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 na. Na na na. Whoa. Also, I have too much dirt still. And with this dirt, I'm going to build a wall to keep people from boating by my base. Without going through my gatehouse, which is going to be highly secure. Cough, cough, wink, wink. But nobody's also going to travel through this area. Anyway. I mean, this actually isn't bad. I mean, if we look at the map, you can travel by boat from my base to fucking Cool Cat's base, and it's not too difficult. I suppose. But that's all based on if the boats aren't bad. Which is a very, very interesting statement. That's certainly, definitely not the case. The boats are always bad. It's 1-7-10 for fuck's sake. So that's probably not happening. But it would be nice to think that, well, I could technically control a pretty valuable piece of land by all definitions of it. In fact, I don't even know what's down there as far as water goes. I'm pretty sure it stops here. Would it be cool if it kept going out to, like, the ocean or some shit? I also been meaning to check what that is. Oh, it's a fucking airplane. Okay, but he has a launch pad and shit. He's been to space. Maybe I should fucking steal his shit and launch myself to space. Puh! Fucking launch myself from his launch pad? God damn. Too bad I exterminated all of the other local wildlife. So all that's left is sheeps. And I don't need them. Because they're useless. But, regardless, what's pretty nice is that, what I said earlier, technically I can go from, like, my base to someone else's base just by using the fucking river. Which is fascinating. For traveling, at least, it would be pretty nice. Okay, so we're just planting some shit. We're gonna set up a boat. And I'm gonna take the boat. I'm gonna try to travel with the boat. Got it? Because that's a pretty wonderful idea. I want to see how far I can get in this thing before I have to stop boating Actually, we'll stop here, which should cause problems with the boat, but don't worry. I got a nuclear sheep right here, sitting in some nuclear waste. Follow me up this mountain, please, Mr. Sheep. God damn it, it's hard to get these sheep to fucking go places. It's even harder than the fucking chickens. I remember when I was trying to fucking herd chickens into a fucking turbine one time, and then they didn't get sucked in until it, like, I fell in like 5 times, but the fucking chickens didn't want to fall in. God damn. You know what's worse than fucking getting all of your chickens sucked in getting sucked in a turbine yourself 10 times? I mean, I intended to suck the chickens into a turbine because I'm a horrible person, I guess, or something. But really, I also just wanted to make my own blood donation thing where we harvest blood from chickens and then use that for humans, which is even more fucked up. Is that more messed up? To give people chicken blood? Is that messed up? I don't know. But it was the plan, at least. It was a genius scheme. Absolutely diabolical. Get in here. Get in here, Mr. Sheeps. Okay, good. You've been imprisoned for now on. For now and forever. Imprisoned. Inside the system. Until the end of your days. Stuck. Defied. Nice. Nice. And of course, before you can even do that shit, fuck. God damn it. But at least we got some wool from that, which is pretty valuable, and saves me a bit of effort with that shit, which requires me to grow those plants. He's opening the computer. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Welcome. Gremlin 8365. Welcome to the stream of all time. And today I'm your host, the H3 Fish. I didn't mean to set the world on fire, but I just did it for fun. So that's what I'm doing today. I suppose I'm just kind of doing a bunch of miscellaneous shit while I pretend to harvest sheep wool. Oh yeah, we were going to travel down the river to test out how efficient it is. Efficient, with an extra fish in there. Travel down this river. And because I looked at the map, it should bring me all the way to his base. Although, it might be better to just set up a fan system that, like, blows me there. So I can fly to his base. Wouldn't that be cool? If you could just fly places using the fucking fans. But there's no way we're doing that shit. At least not yet. That's a later project. But in theory, it's not impossible for us to set up something that big. I mean, you all have seen what we're doing on my quote solo quote world. Emphasis on the quotes, because it's not really solo. We've had many players in that world, from Ray Ziff to the one guy, to the other people who have played in that. I don't know how many people have actually played in that world, but they're not even regulars anymore. They don't even hang out there anymore. Would you look at this? Absolutely splendid. We're about to get attacked by like 5,000 zombies. Great. Great. Absolutely necessary. Totally needed. Actually, we might just get started on some other tasks. This is a zombie villager with like hazmat suit on. I don't think his hazmat suit did a good job. Although, maybe it was just made for radiation. Who knows? Anyway. I guess that's all I'm gonna do with that shit for now. I'll be back in a second, and then we'll get started on some tasks. What tasks? I actually don't even know what tasks I need to do right now. So we left off, and we were about to get acidizers, right? That's what our next big task was for machinery. Okay, so I'll start looking into those. And those are not super complicated, so it should be pretty easy to do. All we need for that is just some dash circuits and other shit. Sort of. Yeah, we'll be fine. Do this. I need a safe place to hide. While I go away to do some shit. Well, actually, how far did I even get on them? I am kind of curious now. What do I need for them? We definitely need welded steel plates, that's for sure. Acidizer. Because we need 3 different ones, don't we, too? We need at least 3 of these. So, motors for all of them, titanium shells for all of them, and then dash ingots for all of them. Which means we need to grab some of that shit from the ground, so we'll do some mining in a second. After I empty out my shit. And then, of course, both literally and figuratively, empty out my shit. Turn off that. Pull out this shit. We're gonna put that in the box. Load it up for the next round of hematite processing. Fly ourselves up here. We're gonna grab... How much does it need? 3 welded steel plates per? It's like 2, 6 per each of those. So 12 per each. So we need 36 steel ingots. And I don't even know if I have that, honestly. We might not even have that. It's all up to... No, we don't have any of that. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is mining. That's our next problem to address. Before we even get started with that shit... We'll see if we can get enough from this. 3 times... Oh, well, here we go. 36 right there. That's already done. So there's our 36, but we do need to go mining still. It's not a question. We definitely need to go mining. So we'll get to that in a second. Drop off all of this shit and all of this shit. This stuff... And when we come back to the surface, we should have perfectly grown crops anyway. Which is amazing, by the way. This goes into the tool bin. AKA over here, with all of this shit as well. Since I don't need any of that, we're just going to put it all in there. It should just be this stuff is what I need. I don't even need this thing. And then, of course, we're obviously going to get that processing. We're going to bring rotten flesh with us for food. And then we'll go on a bit of mining trip. To process my iron, I just do this for now. This is a pretty early game method of processing your iron. And we do need to do that. So we're going to travel down underground in a second. In the meantime, I'm going to hide in a box, which I should have a safety room down in the basement. Since I got to go for a second to do some shit. God damn it. I've covered it up. There was a safety room here, but now it's here, and I can't even get that shit. Hold on. This is a simple problem, some basic problem solving, right? Cool. Hide in the... How the fuck? Absolute nuisance. God damn it. This should be fine. I shouldn't die in here, in the fun room. Ha 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 ha. Totally. Where's my other thing? It's all the way down there. God damn it. God damn it. My shoes. My shoes. Be back in a second. Don't worry. And I am back. Finally, after 5 minutes, I have returned to continue the episode in the fun room. Ha 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 ha. And today we're gonna go ahead and do some of that. May even set up other systems for the server to where you can input text to execute commands. Text to command, right? That's pretty fucking sweet. No, but that's also fucking stupid. Because if I give text to command to the server, anybody could cause a command to happen, you know what I mean? Like, it'd just be giving everybody the keys to the car. But what if it was text to command, right? Like, that'd be a fucking sweet idea for a future server project. Server adjacent. Server.json. JSON. I don't know who JSON is, but yeah, I bet he sucks. Anyway, we're gonna dig this way because this looks like the right direction, not the wrong direction, like that one band, right? Keep going, keep going, keep her going. Oh dear. It looks like we've run into the lava lake. And people doubt me when I tell them, but you can harvest this shit with Soak Touch nowadays. If you watch any of my old Let's Plays and shit, you'll be like, oh, what? Wait a second. What the hell is he doing, man? What the fuck? He just Soak Touched the fucking crystals? This is some newfangled HBM sorcery. HBM's finally giving us the keys to his car, and he's telling us to steal it. Thank you, Mr. HBM Bobcat person. I was about to say Fishman, but that's me. Thank you, Mr. Bobcat, and I will take your car and steal it right now. I know I am like 12,000 miles away at least, but don't worry. I'm always there, at least in some capacity, to steal your car. This is getting weird. Let's shut up with this dumb shit. Disregard any dumb shit that might be said in these videos, because it's meant to be stupid for satirical purposes only. Heh, I think I've covered all my bases with the legal systems. Oh, keys. Anyway. But the legal system don't apply. It's extra legal system. The ultra fun legal system. Legal system hardcore mode, guys. Ooh. Great. Wonderful. Ah, here we go, some redstone. That's a very valuable material when you're me and you don't got none. L-M-A-O. Lamau. Mao Zedong. Bing bong. Oh no, let's not do that. That's we're going too far there. We're gonna offend all my Asian Chinese viewers from China. Don't worry, if you're from China, it's great, but please don't steal my information and give it to your government, because I really don't want that. Personally, I don't want to be a communist too. Unless I'm the king of it. Then maybe. If I was the king of communism, then that'd be the ultimate thing of all time, but no. I'd rather not be a part of somebody else's communism, you know what I mean? It just makes, that's inverse logic. Why would you want to be a part of somebody else's flawed system that only benefits them, when you can make your own system that does that in the future? You know what I mean? Just thinking. Just thinking. Anyway, there should be a lava lake right about here. Supposedly there is, but I highly doubt it. As a non-Asian myself, TS was funny. Okay. But, we'll continue with the riveting gameplay action of the mince rafts. And soon we're gonna have nukes. We're gonna have giga nukes and gija nukes and shit. Gija HEs and baloney. So everybody better watch out for the Manhattan Project. Because I'm Donald J. Oppenheimer and I'm gonna build this bomb to make America great again. That's actually fucking stupid as shit. We should not say dumb shit like that, but at the same time, that one was a good one. Fucking god damn. I must be some kind of super comedian. What's his name doesn't got nothing on this shit. Hey, cuh. Or whatever the fuck they say. Donald J. Oppenheimer. I'm gonna build that bomb to make Putin scared again. Goddamn. What a menace. Okay, we're getting too much into geopolitics. Let's switch over to less political subjects, like GTNH. I actually don't know shit about GTNH, but I did see the other day that they're adding more magic, probably. Actually didn't see shit. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass right now and flinging it at GTNH. I feel like GTNH is one of those things you just make fun of it because you don't play it yourself, but then you just make fun. Well, actually, I should probably fucking play some GTNH. It doesn't sound bad, but then I'm gonna fucking regret it. Gonna be like, magic. Oh, god damn. That's after I finish HBM mod. Now I have to finish. No. There was no commitment before to finishing HBM mod. It was just playing the game. It'll be finished when it gets... How many streams do I have of HBM mod? Anybody know the number of Space Fork specifically streams that I have? Does anybody know that number? Because that's probably insane. Get gotten. He just got good right there. Got neuralized into that lava. Stone. Good God, no. 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 Get rid of all that shit. We don't need that shit, bruh. We ain't gonna need that shit where we're going. We're going to fucking Narnia. About to go through one side of the wardrobe and come out with a fucking tornado on the other side. Because it ain't just Narnia. It's Narnia of Oz. Oh yeah, I forgot. We should totally be mining crystals because you can fortune them too. Just saying. Not only can you silk touch, you can fortune them. And also, while we're at it, we might as well start excavating everything in this spot. Like, not just strip mining around the lava, or mining a strip around the lava so we can walk around and shit, but mining the entirety of the surface of the ground. Because I need to find things to use my red keys on, and there is none in the local area that I can see of. So, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Need to start looking for those shits. Because otherwise, we ain't doing shit with the red keys, and they're just fucking sitting there doing nothing. You know what's worse than sitting there and doing nothing, you know? It's absolutely terrible. You know what I mean? Like there's, you ever go to work and then just have to do nothing? That shit is the most fucking brain pain of all time. Brain pain, I tell you. Alright guys, we're gonna sit here and do nothing for like 60 hours for no reason. But you can't go home. You can't leave until we've completed doing our nothing. Because we thought we would need you guys. God damn, that's fucking painful. Alrighty. We're making some great progress on this great lava lake extraction, mineral extraction project. Dear God. Great Scott. What was that? I didn't get right that time. But I think it was just a skeleton dying with extra gas. So, gasoline skeleton is an HBM mod creature, by the way. I'm just telling you. I'm joking. Actually, I can't spread misinformation about HBM mod because it's my whole mod. So people will like listen to me and go, "Wait a second, I didn't know that. He said it. It must be real." And then it's a big problem because I'm saying shit that isn't true, or close to true at least. Not saying that anybody listens to my channel, but some of my audience does tend to listen to my channel and come to me for advice and come to me with questions and asking for advice. So, I can't necessarily just say whatever fucking shit I want about HBM mod. Like, there's so many things I can make up about, like, fucking gasoline skeletons or some shit, like I was saying there, but that's not even a fucking thing. I don't even think most people would believe that, but you would believe it if I didn't tell you not to believe it. That's what I like to go with. If I didn't tell you all not to believe that shit when I say dumb shit, then you all would probably believe it because it came from my mouth. And to most people who watch my videos, I am somehow a highly credible source of information. If not Google, which is the most credible source of information. It doesn't matter what any teacher tells you. Google is your best friend. Type it into Google. You will get an answer out because Google will give you the answer. Do you want to become the world's greatest programmer? Ask Google. Do you want to learn how to use a VPN? Ask Google. But also, there's me, a smart guy. And it's nice to know smart guys and smart fellas and smart peoples. And to know those people because they can hold more answers than Google. Because they can do your work for you. Or Google's work for them, even for that matter. Which is absolutely splendid. If you're the person asking. But some people don't want those networks because they don't understand the value of having somebody who's technologically superior to them in every aspect and more advanced in technology. Some people are like that. But either way, I wouldn't want to help those people anyway. It's like helping the wrong people to do the wrong things because they think they would like to make you think it's the right things, but reality it's probably not. If they have to make you do it, it's probably not the right thing. Just saying. It's kind of like technology isn't a fairy tale, and it can be kind of scary if I know how to use technology. Na 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 na. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh. Come on, I'm so deep under the ground, man. Gotta get out of this fucking hole. Gotta get out, gotta escape, man. Gotta escape. To freedom. Dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Release me! Yawn. This is tired. It's tired. Me am tired. But my system is green right now. It's fucking glowing green. It's like nuclear radiation. Chernobyl inside of my bedroom is an idea. I think people would believe me then if I told them technology is pretty powerful. But we'll just ignore that I said that. Although I did say it's possible to also take apart microwaves, kind of too. Not necessarily to say that to take them apart is possible. It's pretty obvious you can take a microwave apart. But what you can do with a microwave is take out the safety features. And I can teach you how to do that, since I don't really care what you do with that information. I probably am liable, but I don't really care. If you go take out the shit from your microwave that makes it safe when you close the door, and retrofit it to where it will still run by closing that loop, it's A-okay. I don't really care. It will just work, right? See, there's a thing in the door, which is basically a lever. Or, well, a switch of some kind. And when it connects, the door is shut and it will turn on. And that switch is pretty obvious. It's those little prongs almost in the door of your microwave. You can take those out. And you could probably rewire that so it's just always on. And if it's like that, then it's like, oh, hey, the microwave door is shut, even when it isn't. Which could lead to spurious RF emissions. Well, not really, microwave emissions. But still, could lead to some of that shit going on. Some fun physics that might draw the FCCs to your door. Just fair warning. It's not recommended to modify your microwave to work without the door, but it is possible to do so. And because it's possible, I think everybody needs to know how to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you all that information. That you could literally just take out those two little prongs and maybe solder a few wires in there. And you have a microwave death beam that works when it's open. And disregard any human life safety precautions of any kind. And odds are, as long as it doesn't interfere with anything, nobody's really going to stop you, right? Right? You know what I mean? You get it? It's amazing. Technology, right? Technology is beautiful. But, see, some people don't know that technology is pretty powerful. And they doubt in technology, and those are the people who I hate. Those are my absolute enemy. People who don't believe in technology and what it can do for them. Because that's basically saying, I don't care about any possible opportunities. I just care about what I believe to be true because I said so. Firebox or heating oven? Heating oven? Why would I use a firebox? That's it. It's a fucking shitty way to power a crucible. But you know what isn't? Fucking use coal gasoline. I probably have a lot of coal gasoline right now. Probably have a lot of coal gasoline. Oh my god, stop that fucking shit. Fuck you, bitch. Stop. Stop resisting. Get out of here. Stop. Ah! Get chopsticated. Chopsticate us. Chop the Cthulhu. Choptificator extraordinaire. Now, if you want to know something even more dangerous you can do, which I also can't recommend, but can say is a thing that you can do, is you can play around with the internals of your microwave. Some people believe that there's a chance you get beryliosis, which is because of the beryllium inside of the magnetron, which is allegedly there. Although other people also say that it's not there. So I don't really know what to believe. I don't have a spectrometer, but I can tell you I took one apart and I'm fine. Probably. For the most part. And maybe a few screws are loose, but I mean, for the most part I'm still intact. And still functioning as a human. Maybe slightly more retarded now, but you know what I mean? Like, you can take apart a microwave and come out kind of okay. Which is almost the same as completely okay. Maybe just a little extra steps almost. But I am a complete brainiac, so maybe that's the key to the puzzle there. The key is I took apart a microwave at one point. God damn. Hang on a second, this is wrong. Make that. And then, of course, our favorite, these ones. Now that's all of my flavors of dirt I need. I got my dirt bricks, my dirt cobblestone, my dirt soul sand, and my dirt bricks. Type 2. Type 2 dirt bricks. Not to be confused with type 2 diabetes. But might as well be. Dirt brickies. Nah. Ay. Whoa. It doesn't look too bad. My dirt is pretty happy, right? God damn it. It's just soul sand. But it's almost dirt. And so when I took apart my microwave, it came with a 2,000 volt capacitor. Well, to be more specific, 2,200 volt capacitor, which was absolutely something I needed in my life. And I really wanted to use it, or test it, but I never got the chance. Do you have a radiation powered? Why would I have that? How far do you think I am? What the fuck? Come on. It's like I'm in the early game, man. But anyway, when I took apart my microwave, it came with a 2,200 volt capacitor, which is splendid for zaptification, because by my calculations, that would probably put somebody, even a full-grown bear, to the ground in one zap. If it's... I don't know, though, because I don't understand electrical engineering as well as I would like to think I do. And I was never able to get that capacitor to work, either because it was broken or something. Equals spent fuel pool from that makes power. Okay, bro. Whatever you say, bro. Bro. Right now, I'm just a fish. Look, I am just a fish. And we're going to continue on with our objectives. Objective! Objective acidizer is underway at this time. The mission of the missionness. And of course, it's not just the capacitor that matters. It's also the fucking transformer that was a part of that. Because the transformers are also more than meets the eye. Because I was like, I don't know how this works. And I plug it into my wall and it just starts making the wall hum. When are we getting live fish on camera? Probably never at this rate. Look, when I retire, I can do that shit. Can go back to building dumb shit again. Probably get in trouble for it too, but honestly, yeah. Maybe someday, but now's not that time. It's too far. It's a lot of time to wait. God damn it. But yeah, when I retire, maybe. Not from YouTube, but I'm gonna do that for my whole life. And some people will doubt in that, but then again, those people are also the same idiots who are fucking stupid. Remember, if you're that person, then you know who you are. And no, it's not referring to Daniel. It's not referring to anybody in this chat, hopefully. But if you are some idiots, then you probably know who you are anyway. It's just my reference base for people who do dumb shit that makes absolutely no sense. And it's not who you think it is, probably. But also, I don't really care if I hurt their feelings, because I just don't care. And honestly, it's pretty funny to call them some idiots. Because it's true. It's true. I don't think I've met somebody more stupid than that person, but I'm not too upset about that. Because, you know, I know they will be leaving soon. Certainly. As long as they're gone within the next 2 months, 3 months, it'll be perfect. That'll be the perfect timeline to eliminate that problem. Potentiality. Ew, my face. It's covered in dirt. Oh shit, my kidneys. God damn. There is no escape from dirt block. Ah! But for now, I just have to survive a few months of dumb shit. Next year will be full of extra dumb shit. But don't you worry. I am, of course, a genius. Probably. Probably am a genius. God damn it, I have a death waypoint now. Remove that. How many times have I died? 32 times. Just letting you all know. I am just letting you all know. I've died 32 times. Isn't that absolutely crazy? Anyway. What am I even getting done today? Like, I'm doing jack squat right now. Let's go grab those, we did get the fucking ALU done, so that is good work. Grab this shit from here. And from here. From here. Nice. To the surface. Retracted? I thought it said message redacted. Like it's some fucking classified information. God damn. I read the fucking message retracted as message fucking redacted for like 5 minutes straight. Holy fucking shit. I was confused as fuck. It's not message redacted, it's fucking retracted. What the hell? Anyway, I need to make like a bot. A YouTube bot next. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Wouldn't that? A YouTube bot account that does my shit on the side. Okay, I don't know if that's legal in YouTube land, but I know that YouTube ain't stopping this guy from, well, hacking into Signal. Lol. I'm gonna take 10,000 tokens on that shit. You better stop me. God damn. But yeah, I figured out how to start doing shit on the Signal. Signal app is pretty prevalent. So all I need to know is how to get people's tokens, and then I can become the ultimate eyes in the sky to find out when that next ammo detail is coming. Before they tell us, because I'm certain they know in advance, and then they just forget. Because if they don't know in advance, it doesn't make sense at all that they wouldn't say shit sooner. I'm just saying. Because I will know more information than I need to know. Because that shit's fucking sweet. And nobody will believe me if I told them Well, actually, I'm pretty sure if somebody, like, fucking gets into your shit on that, then it's pretty obvious that somebody's done that. I'm just saying. If I got into somebody's, like, account on Signal, it'd be pretty obvious I got in there. But I'm already thinking of how I could do it. How I could pull off the tricks to do it. And it's not difficult. All I need to do what I would probably do is fishing. Because that isn't necessarily that bad. Although, I think most cases fishing doesn't exist as prevalent as it used to. It's still a valid method if you're working with people who either trust you or are naive. But either way, since I know those groups of people are kind of a thin line, it is pretty fair to say that fishing is what I should do in order to be able to see what's coming in the future, because they don't tell us that shit until it happens. So, I'm just doing the right thing. Well, doing the wrong thing but for the right reasons, you know? So we're trying to hack into accounts? Yes. But not on Minecraft's. Well, I think Minecraft is less secure than the shit I'm trying to hack. But anyway, I don't really care, because if I wanted that shit, if I wanted Minecraft shit, it wouldn't be that hard for me to get it. Probably. I probably could learn how to do that. That's, don't get me started thinking about that. Because I don't need to have your information. Nor do I need to start playing with it for experiments. So, but what I do need to do is start playing with official, messaging shit for fun, to start experimenting on it. That's what I really need to do. Because then I can enact my ultimate goal of absolutely nothing. The fish does fishing. Ironic. Fishing. Hey, I mean, you gotta do something somehow. You gotta do something. Can't just sit here and do nothing and expect results to change, you know what I mean? We have to systematically solve the problem. And in the meantime, fill in some more soil, or this oil. Wait, mercury? Yes. Yes. Some mercury. Oh, yes. Cool, do some mercury in that thing. And while some mercury is cooking up, we're gonna go ahead and grab some more of my favorite ore, the Desh ore. 41 rare earth, air horn. Bwah, bwah, bwah. That's the air horn sound, guys. Of course, I need to wait for 6,000 years for my fucking shit to go through. Because I need 12. Because it doesn't cost 2 anymore per acidizer. And then in addition to that, guess what, guys? I need 6,000. How dare you? People are dying. Animals are dying. Head up to here. No, I held the W key, so now I have to pay the price. The price of I can't fly out of my elevation shaft. Mr. Freeman, open my silo hatch. Okay, back to this. 5 billion of these later, and I will have 18 of these. Once I have 18 plus another 18, which is 36, then I make these. Titanium shell. Titanium, or just type in tit, and you'll find out how to make shells, which is absolutely splendid. Great. That's the perfect way to make shells. And then we just wait on our dash motors, or our dash ingots. Dash motors. Or actually, motors are next. Motors are easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, to make motors, we're going to need to take, like, any copper we got. None. Non-copper. No. No known copper at this location. Please come again later. Ah! HBM mods. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick, Sonny. Stop this madness. Where is my copper even? This is the most question of all question. Okay, it's fine. I know it's the wrong thing to just put the fucking copper straight in the furnace, but it will be fine by my count. Okay. Okay. Oui, oui. Baguette. Je ne parle pas français. Something. Something. It's time to take a nice sleep right about now. Wake up in the morning and set the whole planet on fire with 5 billion messages. Fucking diabolical shit. My absolute machinery is insane. That's ironic. That's irony right there. Where the fuck is my red? Wait a second, I'm being a fucking doofus McGee. Absolute stupid idiot me. Big retard brain right now. Trying to make wires on a tier 3 anvil. How have we stooped so low? God damn. This is a sad point to be at, where my brain has ceased functioning. Ceased reality. Coil time. Can't touch this. Nice. And, of course, Coil Time is the fucking Hammer Time song. Don't forget that. Don't remember that. It's in verse. I've inverted my brain too now. I will be playing Minecraft on inverted controls for now on. Sorry guys. Okay, this is kind of confusing, but don't worry. I think I could get used to this shit. Not really. This fucking gives me nausea, right? It's like you completely flip your world upside down, you know what I mean? Is it better to do inverted controls or no? What do you all think? Tell me down below, because this shit's fucking... Wow-wee-wah. Just fucking absolute pain. Described in the least words possible. This sentence dot JPEG by Mr. Fish. TH3 Fish HBM God. Please use your burner press preheater. Are you kidding? Do you not see the fucking preheater, bro? Do you not see a fucking preheater underneath this shit? It's almost as if the preheater is underneath of it. I'm just saying. Like, can you even see, bro? Attention to detail right now, man. Just saying. Come on. Don't be that guy. You're becoming like Daniel at this rate. Might have to ban you soon. Don't get me started on that. Don't even get me started. That'd be a real shame if I had to just remove. You know what I mean? Unless I'm using it wrong, but it seems to be working. Okay, I'm just saying. It's almost like it's working. It's almost like it's there. Huh. Something fishy's going on there. And I'm not sure what. Oh, I didn't see it, lol. Hey, it's okay. I get to roast you until you answer the question, at least. Roast until burnt to crisp. Alright, in this recipe we'll be roasting audience members until they become burnt to crisp. From there we'll go on to conduct follow-on objectives and complete the mission at whatever cost. Casualties will be evacuated to location XYZ and blah blah blah. Execute, execute, execute. We're gonna conduct a good mission out there today. And we're gonna get after it with some regular controls now. Because I'm done with fucking inverted controls. My brain's back on normal mode. Or is it on hard mode right now? It's kind of frying, I can't tell. Might need some new processor cores, right? At this rate. Goddamn. Or waffle circuits for my brain, but... waffle circuits, what the fuck? Hey man, I don't think waffle circuits are a real thing yet. I don't think the Belgians have gotten that far. They didn't get to Silicon Valley before we did. Right? I might be wrong on that one. They might have conquered Silicon Valley before we even could do that shit. Imagine the Belgians did it. The Belgians conquered Silicon Valley? What the fuck? I haven't seen a Belgium house there. They look like waffle cones, right? Or do they speak French or some shit? How does this work? What is the recipe? Что это? Huh? Nice. And we're cooking. Why do... God damn it, it's one of these people. It's one of these people. Why do you do this to yourself with these crates and not use AE2? It's one of these people. Get him out of here. Just somebody get him out of here. Fucking... Why? What is AE2? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Get this man out of here. This guy is almost like Daniel. God damn. Except, it's Daniel if Daniel did different dumb shit. Right? But still. No, we're not mad at you. But AE2 doesn't exist here. Because I personally hate AE2. And everybody who uses AE2. And every mod pack that allows you to use AE2. Which means Supersymmetry is a mod pack I can like, even though it contains AE2. And before you say, why do I hate AE2? It's just because I hate AE2. There doesn't need to be a why. It's just I don't need AE2 to do my shit, because I have Dosto to do it for me. Dosto will show up, and he will organize all of the boxes. Hate superiority? You think AE2 is superiority? It's an extra mod. Less mods, more fun. You know what I mean? One HBM mod. Some open computers. You could probably do all the same shit. And it's a lot less easy. So it makes it more fun. The challenge is what makes it fun. You can probably route items with the combination of this, this, and this. And you don't even explore that possibility. Because you're too concerned with doing it easy, rather than having some technical challenges to explore, like using redstone and shit. Which, that's my explanation on why I truly hate AE2, because it just makes it too fucking simple. Really, we should be building giant computers and shit, because autism. Exactly, see? And my audience also... all hates AE2 as well. Clearly. They've definitely heard of AE2. They just are siding with me. Blood, I play expensive mode. Okay, now for this one. Who asked? I don't care if you play expensive mode. What the fuck? Who asked? What prompted you to say that shit? Because, is it just because I attacked your AE2? Is that what it is? I attacked your AE2, man. I attacked your AE2, so now you feel offended. We love autism, HBM is for big brain. Who asked? Well, you're saying that it's too easy. What? No, I'm saying AE2 is too easy. It makes the game too much of a easy thing to sort all your shit. Yes, you hurt my feelings. God damn it. But, wow, this is the stream moment of all time, though. Somebody clip this shit to make it into the spiel of all time. Fucking... Anyway, we can agree to disagree, and we can... yeah, that's our agreement, okay? This is the same agreement I make with every other AE2 enjoyer out there. We will agree to disagree. You can continue to have fun with your shit, and I can have fun with my shit. 1,000, 10,000 plus members, unless you define what AE2 is. Of course, that's like the most min and Gaiuan text or whatever the heck it is response of all time. Ask somebody for the definition of shit. God damn it. Why? Who made you exist like this? What is my comment section even becoming at this point? It's gone rogue. We used to have tons of good people here, but nah, it's becoming people who like to ask weird questions and shit. Maybe I need to log off. I need to stop. I need to touch grass for a second, man. God damn. I'm going insane at this rate. First AE2 enjoyers, and now we have Minguin back with his weird questionings. But at least it's not directed at me, so that's good. Do you have the radiation-powered engine yet? Shit. Ask him if he has the radiation-powered engine. Go. Time now. Execute. Fucking 10,000 members. 100,000 plus members swarm in NTM space. God damn. What are we coming to with this? This is like peak humor at this point. It's a good thing we're developing a good community here on this channel. Community of AE2 enjoyers, community of interrogators, and other types of people. Hopefully we can really expand our influence to include more peoples of all types of opinions. We'll say opinions. We need to like diversify my opinion portfolio to include more AE2 enjoyers, some create enjoy. Where's Daniel? That's the only way we can make this group even better. We got to get Daniel in there. Some Daniel action going. The Daniel defense Daniel. God damn. Fucking crazy mode. Ultra Daniel. Okay. Enough of that. I've made my acidizers, so I probably have also made acid. Might be on that right now. Who knows? You can test me to find out. Answer is 0. Or actually, it returns null, so LMAO and or acidizer. I should dip my balls in sulfuric acid. Achievement? Probably no. Whoever is knocking at my door can go fuck themselves, probably. Because it's probably not even my door. Unless it's like... oh no, what if it's like the agents coming to get me? My agents have finally come, they're closing in. We should all agree people who like create or refine storage users shouldn't be allowed in any social situation. Yes, I would agree with that statement. 100%. But you haven't met Daniel yet. Okay? You see, Daniel's the type of person who will ask you for help with something, but then he'll ask you, but then he'll tell you he'll know the answer, that he knows the answer. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine dealing with this guy? I had to deal with him. And like the past 3 streams, I've talked about it. That's just how fucking much it got out of my mind. I can't forget it. It's giving me Daniel SD. Daniel stress disorder. Daniel traumatic stress syndrome. Oh god. I'm trapped in the box and I can't get out. Help me, please. No, I'm joking. But Daniel stress syndrome is a real thing. And you can get the Daniel whiplash from the Daniel. It's mental. Absolutely mental. And that's not me saying British shit. It's me saying real shit right there. It's mental in the most real way possible. It will make you go insane when he asks you for help with his oil refinery. And it doesn't, and it still doesn't work. And he's like, oh, well, the problem is this. It's not user error. Or some dumb shit. But it really wasn't user error. It wasn't his fault. I can't blame him for that. He's just dumb sometimes. But it's okay. He might be smart soon. Maybe not. But he also likes create mod. And so if you really, really like people who like create mod, well then, I think Daniel's your guy. He's the example of the create enjoyer to follow. Anyway, regardless, we've discovered science, physics, and Daniel. I think one of those things is a little bit more dangerous than the rest. I'll let you guess which one that is. Huh? What the fuck is this shit? Who put a hole in my floor? And why? For what purpose has this occurred? Somebody is about to pay the price in 10,000 rubles. I have ransomware, and I'm not afraid to use it. Nobody can stop me. I'm unstoppable at this point. Or I'm unwilling to be stopped. Anyway, let's continue building our acidizers, and we need some more interesting points for conversation, right? I'm supposed to be the guy who provides those points, but like, really, unless there's people to insult for like whatever dumb reason I can come up with, or make fun of people for that matter. Not even insulting people, I just make fun of them. Because people are the ultimate talking point some of the time. Direct my hatred towards the people who make the videos actually come together in a way that somewhat resembles logic, but probably doesn't, because it's me making it, so. I don't think anybody else really would make a video where they just don't even care. I don't even care. I feel like in my streams it's like, see, the stream, I don't really care what happens in it. And there's no reason I should care. And I can say whatever I want and do whatever I want. As long as I don't do too much. Like, don't do some actually stupid, fucked up shit. And then it comes together because all of that is stuff that most other people can't really do. Because they're all like, oh man, if I do all this shit, then I'll upset all of my sponsors. And if I do all of this shit... See, I wish I had sponsors, but I don't even... I can't even develop an audience big enough for that shit, so... But that's also because I suck at YouTube, and I need to get better at it. I actually need to make videos, and I can't come up with ideas. See, like, I'm great at streaming, but I can't come up with video ideas. But I want to do... I don't know what I want to do. I forgot what I wanted to do. I said I was going to do something. Really what I need to do is get into fucking doing like tech videos and shit. Alright, guys, I'm gonna get all these components and we're gonna put them together and make a fucking cyber machine. Cybertron. And we're gonna make 10 videos programming some funny shit. Goofy, spyware. So all people can have open source spyware. Because, yes, it needs to happen. We need to give the keys to the car to people so they can go fucking crash that shit. You know what I mean? Oh wait, that might be the kind of fucked up shit I'm talking about. Well, maybe we shouldn't do that, but it's nice to think we could do that, theoretically. Just as a goofy, joke. But no, not really. There's a fucking bed in my fucking acidizer. Oh my god. And I've just caught up with a lot of the space tech nerds here who have gotten their acidizers like 10 years ago at this rate. Let's see. Fill in the holes. Well, you know what'd be cool? If I had a drone that could mail shit all the way to Cool Cat and then fly back. Or a spy drone. Spy drone. Keywords on spy drone. So that way I can watch my neighbors 4 kilometers away while they're sitting there drinking their hot cup of joe in the morning. And I can watch them do all kinds of things with my spy drone. Then send that, and then say that they're doing all kinds of nefarious bad shit, so we can go and attack them. Thumbs up. Absolutely genius plan. Great reason to do shit, because we said they're doing bad shit, sitting there drinking their cup of coffee in the morning. Let's go destroy them with some nukes and shit. Great idea. I actually like that one. Jolly good. I can be on board with that any day of the week. Send me first. Almost forgot to do you know how to automatically insert fuel into the PWR automatically? I actually don't even know if that's possible. Have you tried the front? So have you tried the controller? Have you tried the port as well? If you've tried both of those, I don't know what it could be. It may need a PWR inserter. It might be a thing, because back in the day, the PWR replaced one thing. Shift allows item and fluid input. Want to make coffee factory, only problem is lack of coffee seeds. Well, I need cocoa beans so I can make meth. Ethos brand meth candy or whatever it is. Radium chocolate, which is meth. It can insert and remove fuel. Yeah. Yeah, you know, what else I know about is that I know how you can take thorium and use it in your PWR to make uranium-233 and then, it's called thorium salt. I like me some thorium salt in the morning, guys. It's absolutely splendid. It's, jolly good in it. What are we doing? We are supposed to be setting this to peroxide so I can make my sand into fiberglass and shit. Right? Right. Okay, so we need peroxide. Everybody's favorite piss. Go. Fucking go. I like lemonade too, guys. That's why when I had a lemonade stand when I was like 6, it wasn't actually lemonade. And it was, oh dear God, what did I just do to this? That's not what I was supposed to be. Was this petroleum gas or, petroleum gas? AKA PET gas. Or PET gas. Petroleum gas all the way. Wow, 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 wow. And then this is where the petroleum gas does not need to go or belong in any capacity. Capacity. Capacitance. Capacitor. Capacitant. Can't. Nice. Draw a line to there. Boom. Peroxide. It's peroxide time. Oh wait, that's the hammer time. Shit. Did it again. Fucked it up. Anyway, that's the keys to the car right there, and now we get to run with it. So, with peroxide, you can essentially triple your fucking yields. On everything. Capitantalum. Capitantalum. You know what we need? We need to like make our own fucking genius language. Speak autism. Fucking great. Genius language right there. Only for geniuses with 10 kHe of brain power. Oh god. 10 kHe of... No. 10 gigabytes of brain power. Since the gigabyte's so in right now with modern SSDs containing terabytes. But anyway... You know, I could remember when a petabyte was big, and when you could just unzip a petabyte into people... Wait. I think I did that one time. There was a file called a zip bomb, right? And I had downloaded one of those back in the day just to test what it would do. Downloaded it to my computer. Unzipped it. And it fucking... crashed the system, but I booted it right back up, and everything was just how I left it. Even in spite of opening up a petabyte of fucking shit, picobyte or some shit, something massive, insane number, insane in the cranium, insanium, absolutely diabolical. Gargantuan massive number that should not have existed, but did. By the way, I need that engine lubricant right about now, because engine lubricant is the future of mankind engineering massive new project to produce endless quantities of materials, so we do need that. Brain power activate. So yeah, we need the system. And it will just work. What do I need to, I forgot what I was saying. My brain took a fart right there. So we do this, right? And we could centrifuge this for 12. Quite literally centrifuge it for 12 right now. Check it out. And next thing you know, I have 12 of those. Oh wait, no, it's actually 9 nowadays. Fuck you, HBM. How the fuck did you get me 12 of these? Hello. Who is this Bidoof guy? Welcome. Better not be any kind of Roblox reference, or you're getting sentenced to 25 years in the gulag. Wish I had time to enjoy this game and all of the awesome mods. I do too. Because if I had more time, my base would probably be a lot more finished. And I'd probably also have finished this shit, but we can save this for a later time. This red alloy shit is kind of expensive. I'm a Pokemon. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Bidoof is Bidoof. Well, what's his special move? What does he do? Does he, like, conjure up some super magic or something? I don't even know. I don't know Pokemon that well. Cesium. 137. It's in the game. It's in the game. Normal? I don't even know what that means. Special move is normal. Oh, okay. Special normal move. Sweet. Just regular Bidoof. Bread. Bread attack, I choose you. Fishmon. That'll be my next mod. I'll make Fishmon. Gotta catch them all. You use a fishing rod. No, use a fishing net. And you can capture them. And you can capture about 10 stacks per session. Right? And when you pull them out of the water, you're able to fry them up right away. Well, actually, before you can do that, you have to butcher the fish first. Right? So, Fishmon, well, we'll call it Fishmon, but it's technically just Fishmod, would be absolutely ludicrous and beneficial to those players who really enjoy seafood. I think that's what honestly, I could create fucking mods for Minecraft now. I think that's a next weekend project after I finish my answering machine. Because I still am annoyed at people calling me, so once I have my answering machine done, it will answer the phone for me and tell them that I'm not available at this time, unfortunately, so when I could actually enjoy spending time playing Minecraft. Yeah, I used to have a lot more time. Fishmon gotta cash them all. Just making and selling seafood industry stuff. Yeah, you could build an entire fish factory at that point. You just gotta fish them up, and you gotta make sure they don't have any kind of parasites and shit. Because if you eat the ones with the parasites, then you get parasites. And then, zombie apocalypse happens. The fish apocalypse. If somebody makes my Minecraft mod idea, please let me know. I would enjoy playing it. But you can also take all credit for it. So, or something. I don't know. I just want somebody to make that shit because it sounds cool. Somebody is here at my base. I hope they don't blow my shit up, but I don't think they will. I trust these people. Escape and run mentioned. Escape and run fishicites. Fishicites. Well, yeah, I used to have a lot more time to play, but nowadays, not really. It's kind of sporadic. Some like I get weekends, right? Some of the time. Some of the time. It all depends on what gets sprung on me when. You do realize that you need to install a mod loader to play these, right? I'm assuming that's not at me. When I could actually spend time enjoying Minecraft. Huh. But anyway, I could technically develop my own mod. I think I'll make fish mod. I think I'll actually do it. You harvest fish, and then you have to actually, like, do the fish. Still more time than me in the medical field. So there's no time. Yeah. That fucking sucks. I couldn't imagine doing that job, but I don't know what other jobs are out there that could suck. Honestly, there's so many easy jobs. Oh, thank you, man. This is actually pretty wonderful. There's so many easy jobs out there, too. You gotta really like put your mind to finding the ones that are easy but still pay good. I mean, for me, I'm at a job where the shit fucking sucks anyway. Oh, one word, hell. But there's nothing worse than being called at like 5 minutes till your like shift and being told that, hey, you have a shift today. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's even worse. I don't know if you've had that experience, but if you've had that experience, then let me know. Iron crate of tea leaves. What the fuck are tea leaves even for? Tea leaves? What is this, fucking Boston? Tea. Have you tried making cups of tea? It doesn't look hard to make. Why don't you make cups of tea? Make some tea with that. It sucks so bad, and office job is literal. Yeah. Wait, like you work for like a civilian agency or like a military kind of thing for that? Because like civilian side is kind of, they don't usually, I don't think they would spring that. Unofficial shifts. That shit is stupid. Unofficial. Like you know, like when you get called at like 06 in the morning, and then next thing you know, they're like, all right, you got a shift of this today. Private equity runs the show. Fair. I guess. Where I work. Fucking 200 field events, right? Like, you know, back-to-back field events, right? Go out to the field, come back, clean all your shit, come back the next week for work, then the next weekend go back out to the field. Then those are the times, right? Back-to-back field events working and shit. That shit's fucking stupid. And I always tell people, like, you don't know how dumb it gets until you live in the dumbness. Once you live in the dumbness, you find out what the dumbness is like. And you're just like, why the fuck am I doing this shit? Why did I sign up for this shit? There was a bunch of new guys who showed up, and I already told them, like, you know, you don't know shit, because it is the most true statement. And I wish I had listened when somebody else had told me that exact same shit. Nobody knows it, yeah. But see, when the new guys showed up, I was like, you guys don't know shit. I don't even know shit either, too, technically, because I still don't know shit. I just know how bad it got. I don't know how bad it can get, even though there's plenty of dumb shit I've experienced, from like lockdowns to like all kinds of shit. Like a lockdown, that's terrible. You just get locked down. You can't leave work, basically. Imagine that. Imagine sleeping at work for like, you could technically be there for like 4 days or some shit. Imagine losing your weekend because somebody lost their M whatever the heck they lost. M weapon. Bullshit. All because one guy can't maintain accountability of his shit. Then all of the shit gets real petty pretty fast. And then I can't think of what the fuck. It's like they were in sync for a second. Can't really think of what else kind of stupid shit's annoying, but plenty of stupid shit where I work. I need more power. I think I need a PWR for power. That'd probably be a genius idea. Except I'm running out of power. And I don't think I can make a PWR. But for the meantime, I guess for now. I will just see what I can do for my oil shit. I think I need to make an industrial generator. Hold on. 5 seconds. There will be no such thing as an industrial generator. Instead, we are going to make a turbofan. Turbofan, right? Turbofan? I don't know who's yelling, but they said open the door. I'm guessing it's my neighbor. He must have gotten locked out by his friends again. God damn it. Stop slapping me before I slap you. You silly nerd. Get sucked into the hole. Hole of darkness and despair. Righto. Wonderful. My oil isn't making oil good enough. Oh my gosh, stop with the zombies, please. Okay, so we need to make more power. Obviously, we can't just make a turbofan, right? Right, wrong. We could totally make that shit. Next episode. I think I want to end today's episode here. I think we've reached a good ending point before this zombie sucks me up. Or actually, let me solve that right quick. Oh shit. I just fucking jumped right in. Huh? Let's see if he gets sucked out of the hole. Where's he at? Did he get sucked in there too? Bruh, my browser keeps freezing if I tab away from it. Do you have mechanism in this pack? No. God damn it. It's mechanism, people. It's mechanism time, guys. It's mechanism time. Well, I'll see you guys next time. And, oh shit. Let's see if I can get the zombie to fall in. Hey, get in the fucking hole. Silly nerd. Won't get into the hole. Come and get into the hole. Let's see if they fall in for this one. Come on. I know they will get in the hole. Come on, get in there. Oh shit. Oh fuck, they won't get in the hole. Sinkhole. Pit. Oh, see ya. I just want to get one of these guys to fall in before I leave. That's my ending criteria for the day. Oh, there we go. 2. Let's see if I can get another. 1. Oh, shit. Get in the fucking hole. 3. He's dead as soon as he touches the fucking ground. Heh. Get sucked. Let's see if they're all down there now. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I think that might actually kill them. Oh, shit. Nice. I wonder how much damage they did. That fucking did a lot of damage. You have 3 more nerds. 3 more nerds. Nice. Flying through my portal to get to the end. Normally I stream at 3 a.m. by the way, just to let everybody know. But lately I've been streaming in the afternoon as well, so hopefully I get off tomorrow pretty early. Tomorrow all I have to do is like some pretty basic shit. And all that means is that I'll just be waiting on everybody else. Unless they all decide to play dumb games and spring dumb shit on me, which they tried to do last week, but I successfully thwarted some of that shit. So that's okay. See you all next time. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get 2 streams, but we'll see. Goodbye.